All right, what is up? Welcome to Spoiler Kings. My name is St. Kramer, Brian the Grizzly. Brian Man should be joining shortly. What's going on, man? How was your weekend?
It was busy, and I did not want it to be busy. I wanted to sit down and do nothing, but Sunday was full of football and making food for my kids, and Saturday was full of work. So yeah, what can you do?
Yeah. And it was still kind of chilly, which kind of sucks.
And I had wasted time watching Mayfair Witches again. So I don't know.
Oh man, yeah. So there's that show, which we'll get into that in a little bit. But we got a bunch of other kind of news. We got some X-Men news with the Russos
and casting and all that too.
Yeah, some rumored casting, which we'll get into a lot of that. So we got some MCU news to go over. We got some Star Wars news to go over.
Man,
so I think good. I think good Star Wars news.
I don't know if it's good or bad. I don't know. I don't know anything about Star Wars anymore. I honestly feel that way.
Yeah. Well, we got and then with the Marvel and Star Wars, they're both under Disney. Disney Plus released their numbers, so we'll talk probably a little bit about that because that covers some Star Wars and some
MCU and some stuff. Of the least watched shows ever.
Yeah. So I'm sorry, I'm already freaking tired, man, which is crazy because I didn't mean to go to bed early last night, but my body was like, no, you're done.
You didn't go to bed early, you just woke up.
Yeah.
It was morning.
Pretty much, man. Pretty much. So I'm still super tired. But Star Wars, don't know about Star Wars.
I mean, this I feel. The most interesting thing I saw about Star Wars, not even the news, it's the idea of the what if. They said, what if, Anakin never turned to the dark side? What would have happened? That's what they should be doing. Give me a what if. If you're going to continue with this Star Wars saga, give me a total what if. And let Hayden play it. And let's do a live action. Let's do a live action what if. Hour and a half. Let's go. Fix Star Wars.
I feel like that would upset a lot of people though. Still,
it'll piss off everybody.
Yeah, because you will get some of the cool things, but then none of it matters.
But that's exactly what they've been doing anyway, right?
Yeah, pretty much, right? But it matters, and it still don't matter. But there's some good stuff going on, like some good people getting attached to this upcoming
movie and all the people they're bringing back. They're bringing back everybody.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, not everybody.
Well, for the TV show.
Even for Ahsoka, but there's a lot of people that are refusing to come back. I was surprised. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know that you didn't like it either. It's like, okay.
Wait, which one are you talking about?
What's his name? Adam Driver. Adam Driver said specifically, he said, hey, I hated my arc. Man, in fact, I thought it was gonna be one of the coolest arcs because it was gonna be opposite Vader. I'm waiting for this to happen. I am ready for it. And then they just changed that shit midstream. And I was like, what the hell? He didn't even like watching it. He's like, I don't watch that anymore.
Yeah, he was super pissed. I think oh man, he was on not Cowherd. Who's the other sports guy that's kind of not sportsy anymore? Oh man, I forgot what wasn't it. He used to be like only sports.
On Dan Patrick.
Dan Patrick. He was on Dan Patrick like years ago, like when it first all kind of started coming out. Yeah, he was not happy about it. Because he said that, exactly what you said. He's like, we're supposed to do this, and then everything happened, everything switched up, everything changed, and he's like, I didn't like it.
Yeah,
and I think you could have done some cool shit with Kylo, man. I think you could have done some cool stuff with Kylo.
You could have done things with Finn. You could have done things with barely or basically better than what he did with Daisy. I think Daisy would have been better off if they would have stuck with the same storyline, Mark Hamill wouldn't have been pissed off. Like, you pissed off everybody. Like, really? No one's happy with this shit? Like, man, okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So, but yeah, we'll get into some of the newer stuff that's coming out, but we'll get into that stuff in a little bit. See who's in chat. So we already saw Sheed in the house. What's up?
Sheed.
We got viewer Drew. What's going on?
Hey, Drew, man. Looking forward to all your Lego stuff that you've been putting out, man. So I'm literally searching it. Like, I'm in the morning, I'm like, put something out yet.
Yeah. And Collective Movie Man say, just want to tell you, do not waste your time going to see The Brutalist. It was probably my second worst film movie I've seen. Unnecessary sex scenes. Adrian Brody does not
do a good job.
I think he's like the worst part of the movie and just too many subtitles. Really. And also it's like 3.5 hours, something stupid. So that really
someone told me the same thing. So, like, this is not just Collective Movie. I had someone else tell me went to a movie theater and they literally said, dude, The Brutalist, people walk out pissed off. I've had people come back to the ticket stand and say, give me my money back. Give me a ticket to something else. I don't want to do this anymore.
Yeah.
But it's very artsy. It's artsy. So you have to be an artsy fan of a movie.
Yeah. I heard bad things, but then I heard other people on the other side like it's one of the best movies they've seen. I was like, okay, well,
it depends on if you like artsy movies. Like, I'm sure I'll let you talk to Zach. I'm pretty sure Zach was gonna like it.
Yeah, I think he did he do a review on it? He might have done a review on it already.
I could see him liking the movie because just the type of movies he likes.
Yeah. Yeah, but we'll check that out. And then also we will be talking about it because we're gonna start our Oscar movies leading up to the Oscars. So that we're gonna have like about 2 a week, because we have this week, including this week, 5 weeks until the Oscars, which is March 2nd. So we've been doing that, I gotta share our
to fill out
our contest thing. Yeah.
So
if you're on Facebook, you get our contest. So you pick who you think is going to win in 13 of the major categories of the Oscars. And yeah, whoever's got the most wins, and if there's a tie, we'll just do a duck race at the end. Something like that.
I got some real cool things to give away too.
Yeah, I got a bunch of stuff to give away too. So it's going to be. I figured the more people that we can get in, the bigger the prize. So you want to share it, and all they got to do is be a subscriber of the channel, and then fill out the form, which I will pin in a second. Let me just get it ready, but because I actually forgot about that. I would have done it earlier.
I got some real good stuff. I'm looking at like, oh man, I could give that. I could give that. I got that Spider-Man over there, that helmet, that Wolverine's mask light helmet. So
I got some extra movies.
Man. Yeah, we got some stuff, man. We can have a good time.
Yeah. So it'll be in your best interest if you want to get a bigger prize is to share share the contest. We got Mama Bear Doll. What's up?
All right, we get started now. Let's do it.
Get it going. Start the countdown. Start the intro. Appreciate Mama Bear coming in, and then Sheed, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Be in the house. What's up, Brandon? You have 2 young kids sleeping when you can. Sleeping when you can is essential. Yeah. My oldest has been pretty good with knocking out. Like he hits that for now.
You have to like wear them like a hat sometimes. It is they'll be on you. I used to wake up and my daughter would just be on my hair, on my head, sleep. Like, why did you jump on my pillow and just sleep like that?
You know what though? Like he'll come in bed, my 2-year-old, he'll come in the bed and like, oh, I'm gonna sleep here. And there's times where like, okay, sleep there. it lasts maybe like 10 minutes. And then once he's like, all right, I'm gonna really sleep, he gets up and like goes into his bed.
And
And he like, because he likes to spread out, he likes to have space. I was like, okay. So I'm like, I can dig that.
there's times where I still my daughter, the 10-year-old, will still come in bed and put my arm over her and move mommy out the way. It's just like,
I feel like that's gonna be my
go.
baby. Yeah. My 5-month-old, like that's what he's gonna be. He's gonna be like, we're kicking me out of the bed, trying to
He's gonna kick you out. That's
I was like, nah. You want to sleep with mommy, you better hope mommy wants to go in bed with you, because
he's gonna be putting his feet on your chest. It's the kind of be out the way.
Well, we'll bring him into the bed every so often, just because it's like crack of dawn, and we're like, oh, just go sleep for 30 more minutes. And he'll put his hand like in my beard, just in it, and his little teeny fingers in my beard. I'm like, what are you doing, man? It's so oh man, it's so much.
I'm muffing you. That's what I'm doing.
I know, right?
Hell out of bed.
Yeah, I'm gonna link this real quick.
He says, would you rather talk about that, the hat that you're wearing, and how Gravity Falls needs to come back?
That man, I love Gravity Falls. I don't think it will ever come back, just because the Alex Hirsch, the creator, he had a lot of issues with Disney. Like a lot of issues, because Disney's Disney, so they're like, you can't do this, you can't say that, you can't do this, and it would just be like, he said it was just way too much, especially with Disney, more so than other studios. It's like, even if something sounded like something bad or looks like something bad, he just had a lot of issues. So I don't, and plus, like, they kind of were over it, because they only go for things in short periods. So
3 years.
Like, oh, cool.
3 seasons. That's it. They
and that's pretty much all Gravity Falls had, was kind of 3 seasons. But I do need the new book. I have all the other books that came out. I need that new one that just came out about a month ago or so. No,
you already know I'm so upset. Dude, I'm just saying, Superman, I don't know what you guys think about the Superman thing, but I got my thoughts.
Yeah.
I got my thoughts. That's all I'm gonna say.
I'm guessing my thoughts are probably gonna be different than yours. Because I feel like it's, and this is for anything. If you take a shot of one thing as it's moving, it's not gonna look good. Like,
I just say, why are you showing it?
I mean, you got to.
No, but you don't have to show that. You could just wait till you release the trailer, and you're gonna get this negativity no matter what. But
I do feel like at this point, James Gunn be like, all right, fine, then you guys don't get shit until the movie. But then that's not good for promotion of the movie.
You don't need. I already thought Corn Sweat was going to be the look that I'm expecting, but if you already know that people are going to hate on it, because it's not even about his look as much as it's Henry Cavill's look is comparing. So instead of doing that, put the whole thing out. Give us glimpses of other stuff. Put the whole thing out, because people right now are just taking that and ain't running with it. And he might do a great job. I have to say, he's taller, he's leaner. When you think of Superman, you want big chest, but you still want to be tall, look like you don't belong. He has all those aspects of it. So I will highlight that. And instead, stop doing scenes that are iconic for Superman right now. Don't release it.
Yeah. But the scene that they pulled that screenshot from, I thought was cool. Him flying through the ice scene, he's doing like a barrel roll and shit like that. Yeah. Oh, I thought that was super cool.
I think it looked weird. It did look weird.
But it's not any more weirder than Henry Cavill, doing weird flying stuff. It's not any weirder than
I just don't think it's
Christopher Reeves.
Just shouldn't release it. Like, I just think it's out of context. It looks weird and it's out of context. So why the hell even bring it up?
Because I mean, it's kind of like you're damned if you do, damned if you don't. Because if you do it, everyone's gonna nitpick and like, oh, look at this weird screenshot that I did, and then if you
It's
don't
almost like
do
you
it,
read exactly what Tony said. If you said it first, though.
oh shit, I didn't read. My bad, Tony. I'm trying to look up something else, but yeah, it really is. It really is. It's
The memes coming
really the
from
way.
it is hilarious. She said she sent one of my favorites. Let me see if I can pull that up too.
But there's as many pictures of Henry Cavill looking stupid while flying or doing something that if you just stop it in that 1 second, like
you can't prove it because no one ever did that. Like no one ever just.
I can show you a picture right now. That's what I'm looking for. I can show you the picture right now.
That they released before the movie.
No. But that's the thing. But that's no. But that's the thing. It's like you can go back to Christopher Reeve time. Christopher Reeves and him making silly faces when he's like doing things. Jesus.
But there's no need to put that in there. Like that's why I'm like, okay, why?
Yeah. Well, guess why? Because they're nitpicking everything because they want Cavill back. And at this point, I love Cavill, but Cavill shouldn't even want to. I think if Cavill was offered the opportunity at this point, like,
he would be like, no, yeah. Why would he? Why would he?
Why would he? The same thing with Snyder. Or we want Snyder back. Why would Snyder want to come back?
No,
it's like you're gonna force this man to come and do some shit.
Bear. I don't want Snyder back. I don't. It's just,
I mean, I'm just saying, like, even if like they offered him a bunch of shit and they're like, hey, come back, why would he want to?
Mm-hmm.
Why would he want to? Yeah. Here, I'm sending you a link real quick.
All right, gotcha.
But that's the thing. It's like they're gonna nitpick shit like that now, but it's the thing. I thought it was a cool little shot of him because that's really the only new shot from the teaser trailer. Because all the other parts of that teaser trailer we already seen in the first trailer, except for him flying through the snow, through that.
No, he looks. I'm sorry, he still looks better than Cavill. It still looks better. But this is stupid. Why release it? Like that's the point. I just because you're getting hate for stupid reasons, so just don't do it. But that's my answer all the time with James Gunn. Just don't do it.
But it's not just James Gunn. This is just what studios do. It doesn't matter if it's James Gunn, Steven Spielberg, Zack Snyder. Like this is what studios do. They release teasers, they release trailers.
Teasers, that's not a problem. There's not a problem with doing teasers and any of that.
That's what this was. This was a teaser that came out.
Yeah,
but it's like a 30-second teaser. If certain
scenes, I just wouldn't be even trying to put on. I don't think he looks terrible. I just think the scene looked terrible. I think that he just looks weird because
I didn't think the scene looked good. I thought the scene looked good. It's him. I mean, it's literally like a 2-second scene of him just flying and then does a barrel roll between like an ice cliff and something else.
And that's as the ice was falling.
Yeah, he just kind of comes in and does a quick like barrel roll and stuff like that. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Because I'm like, people are losing their mind over that.
So it's the same fly mechanics from Guardian 3 and Adam Warlock.
And every person that flies, Zack Snyder did it. Christopher Reeve did it. Any person that ever flew, it did a shot like that. You know what I mean? It's not anything new. It's not like, oh my God, it's like, that's why I don't get it. It's the same thing.
They just like to piss and moan and grasp at straws for anything.
Yeah.
Piss and moan about.
I can't say that because you also don't know if it's good or not. So you don't.
I don't know.
So that's why I'm saying why. So that's why I'm like, I'm not going to tell you that you're wrong either. Because
I'm going to say you're wrong because you can't judge a movie by that. You can't judge a movie by that. And I'm saying don't judge the movie by that. Go see the stupid thing and then judge it because it might suck. And I might say it sucks, but I'm not going to say it sucks because of a picture. Then you're stupid.
Seriously.
No, I know Snyder's done. I don't want to see any of that stuff anymore. I don't want to see it on Netflix. I don't want to see it on Hulu. Like, no. And Zach, I don't think Zach wants to do it anyway. I doubt it.
You show up to sort MCU at the theaters. Yeah. If I told you,
I hope they do
that Captain America does more than Superman, would you be surprised?
Mm-hmm. Part of me says
and all the negativity that you're getting, all the negativity you're hearing about Captain America: Brave New World, or whatever the hell it's called now.
Part of me says yes, just because there's a lot of people angry that it's not Steve Rogers, and they're even nitpicking at that, like, oh, how could he land that hard and not break his ankle? I was like, how the fuck can Iron Man fly to space? Who fucking cares? It's such stupid, man. It's like,
what do you say? Because of comics.
He's wearing vibranium.
It's like when it's Anthony Mackie because it's dripping in racism. So that's
that's the thing. It's
different.
Yeah, exactly what it is. But
so to me, it's like he's trying to show how fast he's flying.
Yeah. Well, I took it more as how comfortable he is. Like you just don't do a barrel roll if you're not comfortable flying. You know what I mean?
Thanks, Collector Movie Man.
Thank you, Collector Man.
Appreciate it.
Thanks.
It's a lot of fun. We have fun.
Making certain movies. I always want to make multiple cuts of the film.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah, that's how he gets that. That's his little do-over whenever his movies don't. I wait. Here's my director's cut. Here's my extended cut. He uses that like as his little do-over whenever a movie doesn't land.
I'll give it to him though for the last two movies. What are they called? Rebel Moon or whatever it was. I think Netflix made him do it because Netflix wanted to. Yeah, they're like, oh, you got to do your Snyder cut because that's what your fanboys like, And I that's what I feel like. I could be wrong, but I feel like Netflix was trying to jump on that horse.
To be honest, I think Cap 4 will be the best Marvel movie this year. I don't think that's a stretch. I am not sold. I've not been sold on Fantastic Four at all. Brandman's been sold. I am still not sold on it.
What's the other one? Isn't there another one?
This?
Isn't there 3 movies this year?
The other one, what's the one with the
Thunderbolts?
Yelena Thunderbolts.
Thunderbolts. Yeah. That's not a stretch. That's not a hot take. Well,
and Fantastic Four hearing that they're not even from the universe they're from. This is getting convoluted as hell. We're from your universe, but we found a different way to get back to this universe, and we decided to stay. And then we're going to go ahead and try to find a way to get back to our universe, which is your universe.
Oh, is that the rumor? What it's supposed to be?
What the fuck?
Yeah, I hope that's not it.
If this is true, I'm going to be like, all right,
that's
how you going to ruin the first family of Marvel?
Yeah, that's too much. But we're going back with like Captain America over Superman. Like you said, I wouldn't be surprised, just because Marvel
Superman's success is what, 600 million. Could Marvel be down and also be 650 million? Like it still could be like a down Marvel movie could be 650 million. Is that possible that it still beats Superman? It's hard to compare them because Marvel's been doing it for so much longer. But and also Superman is going to be people that are going to complain about it regardless.
Yeah, I mean, there's people going to complain about both movies for different reasons, but I don't know if money is going to be the deciding factor of whether it's good or bad. I think it's going to be the audience. It's going to be the audience's opinion. I think, like if it's good or bad. You know what I mean? Because I feel like a lot of people are going to not watch Superman because they have feelings about previous Superman, but that doesn't mean it won't be a bad movie, And then same thing for Anthony Mackie. A lot of people are gonna not want to see it because it's not Steve Rogers. They're not gonna want to see it because of
he's black.
He's black, But even something like Chill, where it's not because he's black. It's because he's black filling in for a white guy as a white guy's role. So it's the temporary representation kind of thing.
But it's not because it's actually comic books about it. And that's why I argue with
pick up a comic book, you exhausting losers.
I'm not gonna call Chill an exhausting loser. I think he picks up more.
I'm not talking about Chill. Chill gets a pass. I'm not talking about Chill. He gets a pass.
He thinks it's representation. It's temporary representation, but it's not really, because the comic books talk about it. I mean, it's a fundamental conversation that you have to have. The duality of a black man is big, and can America accept a black Captain America? It is a fundamental question. So I have no problem with discussing that.
Yeah, because even if it's temporary, even if he does become Falcon again, I don't think it's a.
He can't, because there's someone else going to be Falcon.
Yeah, that's true. Right? You got another minority coming in to be Falcon.
He's going to be called,
they'll change his name. He'll be like Red Bird or Red Hawk or some shit. Like they might do something if they go that route. Of
I
putting
think
him
going to be Captain America's.
Yeah, I mean, and that'd be really interesting too. But but that's just a bunch of reasons why people might not go see Captain America. I hope it's good. It looks good.
I think it looks good.
Yeah, I've been staying away from any spoilers with what any leaks of what the plot is. Besides the few that we talk about. But I hope it does well. I mean, I bought my tickets already. I'm going. That Friday it comes out.
Did you guys hear about the trailers that we're supposed to get for the Super Bowl?
I did not. Well, I've heard a couple of things, but I've been mostly speculating at this point.
I mean, last year that we got like a mix of multiple movies. Like it gave us a small spot of multiple movies that were coming out. So I wouldn't be surprised if they did that.
Deadpool was the big one, right?
Deadpool was the big one.
But it wasn't just a Deadpool thing. It was multiple things that they're showing. Like, hey, this is gonna be it, and this is gonna be it. This, I'm surprised they did it.
Yeah, but yeah, I haven't I've skimmed a couple things, but the main ones I've been hearing are Fantastic Four and Thunderbolts and probably Captain America.
I'm thinking more Superman than anything. Why would I do Fantastic Four? I'm moving. It's about to come out this week. Why would I take some of the sunshine away from it, or spotlight away from it?
It might go for one of the cheaper ones, because I think I don't know when the peak is. I know the peak is around halftime. That's the big one, and the first half, I believe, because that's when most people stick around. But I think if you get to the third to fourth quarter, I think it's cheaper. But I can see, because I believe Deadpool was first quarter, one of the first big trailers, I think, of the night. So
I mean, at the beginning of a game, a lot of people are there.
Yeah, that's why I figured, because it's up to halftime. Because after halftime, I can see a lot of the non-football fans be like, all right, cool, I'm done. Got majority of the trailers, got my halftime show.
Now it's about football.
So. Yeah. And then that's when the trailers probably become cheaper to air.
I doubt it.
I mean, still bazillion dollars is just a little less. One's like 30 million, and then the other one's like 10 million.
Man, so Kevin Day says Mufasa, the Lion King, got bad reviews and still made a profit, but that's Disney. It doesn't have the hate that Warner Brothers has right now. And how DC is still split. I think Critical Drinker asked his friends live stream on his stream, does anyone of them want to see Captain African America?
Fuck the Critical Drinker.
Wow.
Fuck him.
Wow.
What a veiled fucking sexist racist. What a piece of shit. Fuck him.
He took a turn.
He's such a sack of shit.
Okay, calm down.
he took a weird turn. I didn't watch him all the time, but I would watch him a little bit. Back in the day, and then now,
I've
been through with him for a bit. Fucking prick.
It's been a while.
Honestly, but no one surprises me. No one surprises me anymore. I think all of it's just part of it. At this point.
Yeah. But that just proves Brian's point right there. How Sam Wilson's gonna have to deal with this. Not even in his world, in the real world.
It's real life.
Yeah.
So why is this not unnecessary? It's not unnecessary. It's totally necessary.
Uh-huh.
You know,
Yeah.
I'm hoping the Thunderbolts will be good. I will be going to see it. The Thunderbolts is going to be the best Marvel movie of the year. It could be. I think Thunderbolts will be fun, but nothing
really
else.
Could be.
That's
You know,
exactly.
I like the ensemble. Well, you know, I like the ensembles from the MCU here and there, and I think it's a good. If they were to do a Thunderbolts movie, I think this is a good time for it. And I you know, I kind of like the idea at this point in time, it essentially being like the anti-Avengers.
Yeah.
So I like all the actors involved, and I really like the idea of them doing more with Walker, because I've been revisiting Falcon and Winter Soldier in preparation for Brave New World. I've been like revisiting all the Cap stuff, and I think Walker was probably my favorite character of this show, and B, the most interesting character of the show. So I'm excited to see more of him.
I disagree 100%. Isaiah Bradley's 10 times more interesting.
But we didn't get a whole lot of him, did we?
You said you said he was the most interesting character in the show.
He was.
Isaiah Bradley's more interesting in it. Plain and simple. You didn't say
a whole lot of him,
time. You didn't specify any of that other stuff. Literally, he's not as huge of a story and groundbreaking as Isaiah Bradley. It's no way.
He wasn't a main player though.
Neither. All right, whatever. That is.
I mean, it depends on what you want out of your story, you know. But that's how I see it.
Yeah. Fuck him. I need to see more of the Fantastic Four. I am looking forward to seeing the futuristic 60s look. I'm telling you, people are going to be pissed off when you realize they start off the 616 or 6160, and then they went to there and they couldn't find their way back. People are going to be pissed off.
Wait, what?
You guys haven't heard that?
I haven't heard that.
I haven't read a whole lot about it, other than, you know, kind of the basic stuff, like the, you know, it being in an alternate universe in the 60s, of course. But back up. What did I miss?
So this is just a report. This is not something that is like come straight from Marvel, that this is what you know the plot is. But the idea is that they were scientists, and they found a way throughout the multiverse to go into a different dimension. Okay, so they go there, and then they can't find their way back. But going through the dimension, they gained all these powers by going through it. So they have all these powers, but now they couldn't find a way back to the 6160. So they've been doing things, trying to figure out. They kind of settled down, started living their lives because it's been a long time. And then they kind of get a way to get back. Okay. And that's, you know, kind of the basis of the movie. And then you the Silver Surfer comes down, and you still have Galactus and all this other stuff. But that's just the basis of the movie. They're originally from the 6160. Then they go to this universe. And then the idea is that they come back. Because they are originally from the main timeline.
Yeah.
Excuse me. I didn't read any of that. I just assumed they would originate in this alternate universe.
Just be there. There's no reason to do that. I agree. Yeah. They should just be there. They say, well, we're just here.
Yeah,
where our universe is.
Yeah, I just thought they'd originate in the universe that the movie's going to be focused in. You know, and plus that would explain where they've been, you know, all this time, and why they've been absent from Earth 616, because they were never from there in the first place. But I didn't read about that.
The idea is that's why they're trying to get back. That's what the whole point of the multiversal travel is. They're trying to get back to the one place they originally were, because they have family there. They're trying to get back to the people that they love. So that was the whole basis. So without that, why are they trying to, you know, travel multiversal? Yeah. You know, so that's kind of their motivation. That's what, you know, this is a report. I'm not saying this is definitely what's going on, but it's the report I read. It was very in depth. It made a lot of sense, and it works well with the movie. I think it was unnecessary.
Yeah, it sounds, if it is true.
Yeah, what's good? This is not like it's coming straight from off. No, this is not. But if it's true,
it's like adding another unnecessary step to everything, you know. You know, I mean, yeah, it's not the best. I mean, if it's quick, you know, and they don't like harp on the idea of it, I don't know.
But that's their own motivation. That's why they keep on trying to go back and forth, trying to figure out. That's the motivation between it. And then Galactus, or the Silver Surfer tells Galactus about it, about this other world, all these worlds that could be eaten because Galactus has destroyed all these other worlds.
Yeah.
And and there's a fight between them, the Fantastic Four. They figure out a way to get through, and half of them want to go, and the other half want to stay and protect the world they just been in.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why they go head to head against Galactus. And they said Galactus does not lose. Not the Fantastic Four loses either, but Galactus does not lose.
I kind of like that.
Yeah, I don't mind that. Like, he still eats the planet. It's just they take off to the 616 universe before, at the same time.
It's I don't know.
Yeah,
I guess we'll find out as we get closer. But yeah, kind of it just makes it feel a little overstuffed.
Just unnecessary moves.
Yeah. Like you said, convoluted was the word you used, Brian.
Yep. Ooh, the Fantastic Four and my Black Panther voice. I don't care about Fantastic Four. No, I think it's an encouragement. Somehow we're able to get them into the main universe. That's the story that we hear.
That'd probably be the most apt and straightforward way.
It's simple. Why you try to do things too much? Just why try to not so much?
Yeah, sometimes there's this problem with Hollywood stories of just overstuffing and convoluting things when you don't need to. So
collecting, yes, we were supposed to get a couple of good ones, Fantastic Four being one of them. But Marvel movies only rate their success based off ticket sales and box office numbers.
Yeah. Now they do.
A little exhausting. We've gotten into a debate about Nick Fury.
Mm-hmm.
I think the basis of what Chill's argument is good.
Mm-hmm.
The basis is, but once again, if something happened in the comic books, I'm not going to be mad because they put it in a comic book movie.
Yeah. Like, he's coming from a place of I think caring and
don't make. We have good characters. Let's highlight the good characters that we have.
Yeah.
But Sam Wilson's the original character.
Yeah,
he would rather him be the Falcon, but that's part of the Falcon
storyline. Their
natural progression. So I don't have a problem with that.
Me neither. They're like you said, Brian. They're sticking with the comics and doing the story. 10, 15 years before the MCU, stuff like this would have been kind of unheard of when it comes to comic book movies. So I kind of like that they're going all in and with the storylines that they've used. So it's like, I don't get it, man.
Yeah, especially with a character like Captain America. I think you can.
There's a lot of people that believe what Chill believes too. I'm not going to sit there and say,
yeah, I know, yeah, I know.
I hope
that's why I'm like,
good. They didn't give us much footage, and it's always the same footage in all the trailers. Hope they are hiding something really good.
I hope so too.
What up, T?
Hey, T.
I know he did this like 15 minutes ago. That's why I was trying to get through this. Just got home from seeing Companion. Really
nice. I want to.
How was it? Yeah, I'm gonna go this weekend. I'm gonna probably Friday after work.
Yeah, thumbs up or thumbs down, T.
Just let us know something because I'm probably going Wednesday.
I still haven't. I've still been keeping myself in the dark about it because I didn't even watch the second trailer.
Same.
Because I'm just trying to, because I really liked the first one, so I'm kind of curious as to what it's all about.
Jared says, I think there's a lot of racists that don't like Black Cat, and also Black people that think that their movie are more credible, and for not liking it because they are Black. And Terry took the Batman mantle too. Like what Terry took the Batman mantle. Yeah, I understand what you're saying. I understand. I don't think it's a big deal in this time. There are times where I don't like it. I don't want you changing up, Mr. Wonder Man. Why?
There's a difference between race swapping and passing a mantle. You know what I mean? The Captain America thing, I think, is very different.
Yeah.
And race swapping, like Wonder Man or like Nick Fury, because
it was a torch passing, and it's true to the comics. And when it comes to Wonder Man, even though I was Even though I was, I'm not going to pretend like I was some big Wonder Man reader, because honestly I wasn't, but
No one is.
when I was reading up on the character and just kind of researching it when I was hearing about the show and that sort of thing, I almost kind of look at him as the as Marvel's answer to Johnny Cage, as weird as that might sound. But yeah, it's kind of like why race swap in that case, much as I like Yahya Abdul Mateen,
because he could have been a lot better characters, and that he could have brought to life that I would have liked more. And I don't like the idea. I don't like anyone race swapping and then give him a trope. Don't give me that.
Mm-hmm.
Don't give them. And that's you want to turn me off. For the fastest way to turn me off. Don't tell me you went to jail. Don't tell me because you're young, you're an idiot. Like don't tell me that stuff as a trope, and then try to tell me it's race swapping. Man, you want to see someone get angry? So yeah, I'm telling y'all, Mackey's cat was supposed to die in Kang's dynasty.
Ooh, that would have been.
I read that, the other day.
Yeah,
I actually heard that too, so I'm gonna say anything. No, let Brandon cook. Okay.
About the critical drinker.
Yeah.
No,
he's a fucking asshole.
Look, there are a lot of bad people out there. I don't need to highlight them all. I don't want to even give them time. That's my part. If I'm not going to talk about you, because I'm not going to give you the time of day. I'm not even going to give you space in my brain. If you think I think you fuck you, then I'm going to be about that all the time. Like, my say the fuck you is like I'm not even thinking about you. I'm keeping you outside of any conversation I'm going to have because you do not matter to me.
Yeah. Like that's why I don't hate watch. You know what I mean? Like a lot of people like hate watch, shows or other YouTube channels and stuff like that. Just because like, I need to see what they say. I'm like, I already know what they're gonna say. I
already know what they're gonna. Yeah, I don't hate watch. Yeah. That's how Velma got a second season.
Exactly.
Yeah. I think Falcon should show up in Chapter 4 and just say his name's Clarence.
Went
to private school. Clarence has both parents and they have a real good marriage. Jared, I think unfortunately the regular moviegoers, non-comic book reader will not understand. That's true. Very true.
Mm-hmm.
We're supposed to get Fantastic Four first trailer at the Super Bowl. Jurassic World Rebirth mission. Mission Impossible and the Final Reckoning, Thunderbolts, and Superman. Wow,
those are the ones I was saying. I was actually talking to a friend of mine about that today too. So yeah, I definitely think we'll see Jurassic World. First look at that. Mission Impossible for sure. Except fingers crossed for Fantastic Four. I'm waiting for something to see about that. Superman may or may not. Like the most recent football games, they've been showing TV spots with new footage. So they may or may not. I wouldn't. I'd it wouldn't surprise me if they did show a trailer, but at the same time, it wouldn't surprise me if they didn't.
Yeah,
I don't need all those trailers right now. Don't.
I do want to see something for Jurassic World.
I do too. I'm kind of curious to see
I'm a fan of the guy directing it, and I like the cast this time. So it might. I'm hoping it's a cut above what we got the last couple times. We'll see, but it's dinosaurs. I go to see dinosaurs, so I'm
like almost guaranteed to make $1 billion, right?
Yeah.
I know it really is. Anytime you have dinosaurs on the screen, that is $1 billion. Like, all right, there we go.
Because that last movie was not good, and I think it made
that last movie was garbage.
Yeah.
The last two
made $1 billion.
Yeah.
The last two were really trash.
I gave the first Jurassic World kind of a pass because it was a nostalgia throwback. So much so that they literally bust out a pair of nostalgia goggles at one point in the movie.
I think there's going to be I don't think he's going to get a lot of screen time, and this will be either. I think he's going to get a lot of screen time, honestly.
Well, Isaiah Bradley.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, enough screen time. I think is
Someone needs to be talked to about that Tyler Perry hairdo they gave him though.
Man, old black men have their hair all like any way they gonna have it. They have their hair, they're gonna wear whatever. I don't care about that. I'm okay with it. That sounds like Fantastic Four. Yeah, but they are a family. I'm telling you, that's what I'm hearing. Gotta hope not. That sounds terrible. I have not seen anywhere. I've seen that they get it here by incursion.
That would be the most apt way. I'm sorry, Brian. I didn't mean to interrupt you, man. I'm sorry.
Trying to think where. I think I also heard this from Everywhere. What's his name? Everything. Oh no, what's his name?
Everything Always.
Also, no, it's not Everything All. Is it? Yeah, Everything Always. It is Everything Always. Oh, I'm looking at it right here. Plot leak. Right here. Galactus Silver Surfer 616, Franklin Richards. So I know he's talking about the same tweet that I saw. It's a long one. It's a long one.
Yeah. I don't think it would ruin the movie. It's just
not too
much. No, yeah.
No, sometimes just more straightforward stuff is just works better. You know, just say they're from this alternate universe. You know,
you can say they're looking into multiversal travel or something like that.
Yeah, because that would align with the Fantastic Four as you know, they were always adventurers and explorers first and foremost. So
exactly. That's what they're saying. That they were actually working for the government. They were space explorers, and then that's how they get lost.
Yeah, that's all you need. You know, like I'm sorry.
I don't want them going from 616 to there. Go back to 616. There's no need to do that.
Yeah.
Don't just say you don't know about this behind the scenes and give us that. I don't want that.
Yeah, you know, just keep it straightforward and say that they're from this alternate universe and an incursion happens or something. That's how they end up in 616 because you're hitting two birds with one stone in that regard because you're doing more with the incursions that we haven't really heard about since Multiverse of Madness because they were kind of shaping that up to be a big deal. And you explain where and why the Fantastic Four have been all this time, you know, because their
issue then is they want to bring Galactus in. That Galactus needs to come in. And that's what I'm saying, that they have to have a portal so he can actually come through there, you know, because if you don't do it that way, if it's an incursion, it's blown up. He's too big to go through if it's an incursion. So, like, there has to be a way for him to get into the 616.
Yeah.
And I think, and that's literally what he wrote on there. And it makes sense why they're doing it. I just don't like it, but it makes sense.
Yeah.
I mean, but also it's like, if it's another universe, there could be like a version of Galactus in the other universe. You know what I mean? So it's like,
but they want to use that Galactus following this Fantastic Four because they want those Fantastic Four and that Galactus, and they want Doom to originally be from there too.
Yeah.
She says that's what I heard as well. But why are they going for different universe? Shit, it's going to be whack anyways. I for selfish reasons, I want them from a different universe. I want them to lay the groundwork that you can use a different universe. The main timeline doesn't have to be a 616 timeline.
Yeah.
That's why I'm holding out hope for. Because if I want T'Challa and I want them to go into a place where he's, you know, already bringing that whole Wakanda forever is from that point. Their Wakanda is in a different Earth. If I want that part, then I need it to be established that you can do that through these other universes. So that's why I want Fantastic Four once again to lay the groundwork for my T'Challa. So for selfish reasons, I just want it to be a simple incursion. This is what's going on.
Yeah.
Or not even an incursion. You can have it where they're finding multiversal travel. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you can avoid the incursion and still have Galactus come to the new one, you know.
And just have them be smarter in a better, smarter universe.
Look what happened to Photon at the end of the Marvels. You know, that was not an incursion, and that wasn't it was multiversal travel. You know, unintentional. You know,
but they don't
talk
about Photon.
Yeah, right.
Don't bring
They
that
need
shit.
to more. I mean, you made a big bit about it.
And it was cool, and they're going to use those
was
X-Men in Battle World.
Mhm.
It's going to be in Doomsday. You know, you're going to get the Beast in those things. So why not talk about it?
Yeah.
Which will be cool because I really liked that version of Beast, the comic act, even though he's CG. That was pretty cool to
It was
see.
so cool. Yeah.
Jesus,
And
I've
Kelsey
seen
Grammer voicing him on top of that.
Kelsey Grammer's perfect for it. I agree 100%.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I assume Doomsday will tie in a bunch of multiversal heroes to set up secret wars. If I sit through the movie and everything you're saying is good, I want to blame you for the movie being bad, Brian.
Damn it.
I just read it, man. That's all I'm saying. I'm just giving you guys things I read. I don't know.
Brian's only the messenger. He's just going, you know,
if it was me writing it, you know, T'Challa would have been somewhere in it.
Yeah.
If it was really you.
What I heard, the movie starts off with them already being heroes and going through the mold man.
Moment. Yeah, that I did hear.
Man.
Yeah, that I did hear. I heard like
all still could be true, right?
Yeah, I heard, you know, they're gonna bypass the origin and there's gonna be like a montage or something at the beginning of them like doing all this stuff, and like them defeating Mole Man will be part of that montage, which could be cool. I'd be good with that. I think I kind of like the idea of them bypassing the origin or just kind of breezing past it and not talking down to the audience. I think the audience, even casual viewers, are versed enough with Fantastic Four that they kind of know enough about the origin. So I'd be good with that. You know,
no, understand that's still going to happen, and then they'll have a flashback of how they got there, and that's how they got powers from 616, and they're already there. They got their powers going through that black hole or whatever they're going to do, and they couldn't find a way to get back, but they became a superhero there, and they've been defending their this place, this new Earth since then. So all this stuff still matches up exactly what you're saying. Mole Man is still going to be the guy. All the supervillain, all that stuff still going to happen. Johnny Storm's still going to be the mouthpiece. The Thing is still going to have a girlfriend. Sue and Reed are going to have a child. That's going, you know, all this stuff is still happening, but they're originally from the 616. That's the issue, or 6160, whatever the hell you want to call it. They're originally from the main timeline.
Yeah.
So there's nothing that changes anything. Still, it still works the same way.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try to go through these a little bit faster because we keep on getting further behind. I just want a good reason for Reed why he looks like a 70s porn star.
Because Pedro Pascal didn't want to shave his mustache, probably.
Oh,
that's supposed to be from the 60s, so
I think the best storyline for Fantastic Four is the original from the other universe, but their universe will meet its end by the end of the movie, and they will start signaling other universes of the upcoming threat. I think that's a smarter way. I agree. Because Pedro Pascal, that's why.
I'm hoping
he says 2 thumbs up, guys.
Ooh, nice.
Oh, companion. Yeah, I'm really excited to see it. But yeah, I'm hoping the Fantastic Four movie just really kind of leans into like the, you know, kind of lighthearted, kind of jovial element of Fantastic Four that I associate with a lot of the comics. There's a lot they could do with the 60s setting, I think, and the leaked Comic-Con footage kind of showed that I think they're gonna do some fun stuff with it.
Yeah, they even said it's gonna be 60s setup, but it's going to be they're going to be more advanced in technology,
futuristic 60s,
which makes sense.
Which is cool.
Way is getting work. Who the hell is Red Wonder Man? Maine?
Exactly.
You should have said Wonder Man.
Yeah, that's what he said. Wonder Man, Maine. Do you guys think there will be they'll bring back Patriot, Isaiah's grandson, and Brave New World, and again in Young Avengers? I think they will as a small part.
Yeah.
Then a bigger part in Young Avengers.
If Young Avengers, depending on what they do with Young Avengers, if it ever gets
like what you're saying.
Yeah. Haley Steinfeld's got to be what, like 28 at this point?
She's engaged, bro.
I was gonna say she'll be married, might be pregnant.
Josh Allen.
Yeah, freaking Catherine Newton's like 28, 29.
Damn, is she?
I think so, or close to it.
I don't know. I think I've been saying the same thing about Velma.
Yeah, I'm still mad at Mindy Kaling about that.
Yeah. They're not young now, so neither are the Stranger Things actors. So I mean, they're still playing. Was it
elementary school
10th graders? like you're 24 years old. What are you talking about? Young Avengers need to come out last year for all of them to be considered young. Anthony Mackie is proof of defeating Thanos is easier than defeating M. Oh, that's hard, Clarence. Oh, mama, that's a good point.
That's funny.
So the last 2 Jurassic movies were trash. Yes, agree.
They were so bad.
Yeah.
International audience going to push Jurassic Park Rebirth to make $800 to $1 billion. Why? Dinosaurs. That's why, guys.
You can see T-Rexes and raptors and stuff like that.
By the time Secret Wars come out, Kate Bishop will be in her early to mid 30s.
Possibly a kid on the way. Like, yeah.
Jurassic World, Black Widow edition.
And Blade.
Exactly. I'm half expecting Brandon's shirt to rip like someone pissed off Bruce Banner. I wish that the Watcher will start narrating the Fantastic Four movie.
I did hear though that he might, like Jeffrey Wright actually might make an appearance as the Watcher in a movie.
I like that.
I'm like, that'd be cool. Obviously, it'll be a lot of CGI, because you would have to be big old head and.
No, you don't need that much CGI then.
Jeffrey Wright don't gotta be it.
Because they casted Natasha Lyonne for some unannounced role in Fantastic Four, but she voiced Birdie.
Yeah.
In What If season 3.
Yeah.
More like what's going to happen. You hoping to happen. Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys have a good night. I'm going to bed. Pretty tired. Appreciate it, Collector. I know it's 7 minutes ago, but we're catching up.
Good night, Collector.
Good night. Fantastic Four franchise will struggle at the box office. I think so too.
Yeah, it's unfortunately, it's mostly due to unfortunately the past movies not being that good. You probably threw away a lot of goodwill with audiences. The first the 2005 movie, let's face it, they kind of cranked that. They kind of rushed that movie out to kind of ride the coattails of Spider-Man and X-Men.
Oh yeah.
It could have, and then it made enough to warrant a sequel. The 2015 version, just what the hell was that? You know what the best Fantastic Four movie is?
Yeah, you're gonna talk about the 1980s
one? The Incredibles.
Yeah.
That's the best Fantastic Four movie. Still, if they kind of capture a similar dynamic, like in terms of like the family and celebrity aspect of Fantastic Four, I think that's kind of like they'll deliver to what I'm looking for. But like I said, they're really going to have to sell themselves with a trailer, because like I said, the people don't forget, especially
even with the trailer. I still feel like people are going to be like, yeah, I'm good.
Yeah, and it's too bad because a Fantastic Four movie has the potential to be awesome. But Fox just made a lot of wrong moves in the past.
Okay, so I'm gonna read what he's saying now. The first movie made enough to greenlight a sequel. I enjoyed the Fox Fantastic Four movies. They weren't the absolute worst.
They weren't. They just could have been a lot more.
They really weren't that bad. I really don't think they're that bad. I've never thought they were that bad.
They weren't bad. They just could have been a lot more. They just kind of.
They went easy.
They
just went like kind of generic, and that's why they're not horrible, because they're generic. They're
how much better would it have been just didn't have Jessica Alba as the Invisible Woman. Everyone else's casting is pretty good.
The casting otherwise was pretty good. And yeah, she was kind of.
You hit that. You knocked that out of the park. All of a sudden, you look at the Fantastic Four, like, man, it's a pretty ass good ass movie. I mean, Doom is spot on. I mean, I have no problem with Reed Richards. I have no problem, with Johnny Storm. I have no problem with The Thing.
Yeah,
None of the other stuff.
I think Johnny and Ben were like the best cast. Ewan Griffin was he was kind of he was good too. The writing for him was just kind of all over the place. He didn't have like quite as much as he could to work with, but he was fine. But yeah, Sue Storm, like what even was, no disrespect to Jessica Alba, but that was
It
just
just didn't make sense,
Yeah.
Like, we're gonna put a blonde wig on her, even though she was just Honey like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And she's
Like-
playing a Puerto Rican girl 2 years ago, but we can put a blonde wig on her and she's just white. And
like I've said in the past, I can buy all the other fantastical elements, no pun intended, of Fantastic Four, but don't try to tell me don't try to pass Jessica Alba as white, and don't try to pass her and Chris Evans off as
her
blood
brother,
relative.
her real brother,
her blood relative. At least in the 2015 Fantastic Four, they said Sue Storm was adopted.
I would have been okay with that if he would have just said that.
Don't give me that.
Well, it just looks like we're gonna have to all watch the movie together to see we can throw shit at the screen if that's what happens. I'm telling you, I heard that too. Damn, 2 Silver Surfers and Fantastic Four. I don't know how it works from each universe. You're gonna have a hero in each one.
Yeah, that's what I heard. But then wouldn't you have 2 Galactuses then?
That's why I thought. But they want him to transfer. They want that one to transfer over, and there's going to be a living embodiment of him too. So, like, why? I have a lot of questions. But I don't make movies, so I'm just going to say okay. And yet they still have Samuel L. Jackson in it. He says Fantastic Four really needed James Gunn. I actually agree. I think his lighthearted, story that makes you care for the family, but still doesn't take it too seriously, that would be a good, mood to have for Fantastic Four.
He knows how to connect you to the characters really well,
without taking yourself
connect the characters to you. Yeah.
I thought Lawrence Fishburne as a Silver Surfer, at least the voice was pretty good.
That was pretty good.
The voice was awesome. Yeah.
Even the dude who did the motion capture was like pretty awesome.
Norman Rad.
Yeah, Doug Jones.
It was. But this is my point. Fantastic Four wasn't that bad then.
No, it wasn't horrible. Especially after you got that the remake, with Michael B. Jordan in it. That one was a bad one because the story, everything was bad, But yeah, the one, like I said, it was generic enough where you had a good enough time, but it wasn't anything to like write home about. You know what I mean? It was just like cool. Like that was a comic book movie, and then that was it. But the second one was, I think, more generic, but it looked cooler though. Except for Galactus. Galactus looked lame as shit. I think all the money got spent on Silver Surfer because he looked badass. He looked so cool, man. He looked really cool.
Galactus was awful. A cloud. I was like, really? This is what we're doing, guys? I didn't mind looking at Jessica Alba.
I mean, that's why she was casted. That's why
Fantastic Four first steps budget and promotion isn't huge from Marvel Studio. The film stops at 500-700 million. There'll be success for the franchise. They're going to put so much money into that marketing. I don't know. They're going to put.
I mean, we haven't even got a teaser or anything yet, and it comes out at the same time as Superman.
July though, right?
Yeah, isn't that when Superman or is Superman in June? Well, it's about the same.
Like a week or two apart.
Yeah, they're like a 2 weeks apart. Yeah.
The difference is you're starting DC Studios and Marvel has a movie that comes out in February. You shouldn't be releasing stuff when you have a movie coming out in February.
Yeah, I agree. Like we'll probably get that first teaser, I think, at Super Bowl, and then and then they'll probably attach it to Captain America, because I believe that's the same weekend, right? Or same week.
Literally, so the 9th is the Super Bowl, and the 14th is when Captain America comes out.
Yeah, so I wouldn't be surprised.
I think I read somewhere, you know, there was a rumor that, you know, obviously we were going to get a TV spot and then the full trailer, kind of like they did with Deadpool last year.
Exactly, that's exactly what I heard.
I'd be good with that.
Don't give too much, but you know, we'll, on that day that comes out, we'll control the narrative and we'll release it.
Mm-hmm.
They said Galactus is like America Chavez, same in all the universes and even games.
I like
so
that.
There's only one Galactus. That's why.
Yeah, I like that.
Just don't make Galactus a space fart cloud again.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was bad.
Yeah. You start singing like in Rick and Morty, the little fart cloud.
They come out a week
apart. A week apart. Yeah.
Fantastic Four, then Superman, then Jurassic.
Yeah.
So that's Kevin's movie. It's it will not fail. They should promote Captain Four with Sam Wilson box of chocolates. Oh my god. People will hate it. That's hilarious.
They would hate it. They would hate it.
You know what I don't hate? This is the time of the year when Girl Scout cookies get made, and I just got delivered 11 boxes of Girl Scout cookies for my niece. She brought me everything. I was like,
I'm so happy you reminded me of that, because I like to get Girl Scout cookies also, so I need to find out where the me, you know, I've started to grow fonder and fonder of Thin Mints in recent years. Usually I used to stay away from them. Me, I've always been like more of a tag-alongs type guy. Those have always been my favorite.
I got 3 boxes upstairs.
I love tag-alongs.
Everything.
So yeah, I gotta look up where they're going to have them. Oh, actually, this Friday, the Jewel Osco. So
I was gonna say at any Jewel,
Jewel in front of there on Saturday, Friday, Saturday, they'll be there.
Saturday or Friday after work, I'm gonna grab quite a few boxes of them.
T says, I don't think Fantastic Four will fail. I think it's going to be too cool.
I hope it. I hope it is. I don't want any. I'm
really pulling for it. You know, I'd love a good Fantastic Four live action. So I'm
stay away from Thin Mints. I can't help it.
Not a Thin Mints fan, huh?
It doesn't matter. Look, I regularly eat pretty good. You know, I don't eat a lot of pizza. I don't eat a lot of fried food.
Same.
But Thin Mints.
That's it.
Yeah, I'm usually pretty. I'm usually pretty good, or I like to think I'm usually pretty good about my eating habits. But when it comes to Girl Scout cookies, you know.
Oh yeah, I got some lemon cookies upstairs too. I missed the old school lemon cookies from Girl Scouts. Yeah.
I know, didn't they change a bunch of their they changed a bunch of their recipes or something?
They did. I'm jealous of the selection of Girl Scout cookies y'all get. We get 2 knockoff Oreos in the spring and Thin Mints in the fall.
Really?
And you know what? I'm gonna order some more and I'm gonna send them out. That's gonna be part of our prize pack. That's it. Part of our prize pack for the Oscar thing will be some Girl Scout cookies. Girl Scout cookies are Mama Bear. See, I'm all about the short. I feel you.
The short.
Cool. Done. Now y'all can take over.
That's it.
That's all I've been trying to get through.
I know. Well, I know like some of our topics were kind of like discussed in there. But well, not really. Well, the X-Men we really didn't get into too much. And the Star Wars, we can get into those.
Yeah, definitely got to talk. Let's talk about Star Wars.
All right, let me pull up some of the stuff.
You know, I'm okay with Natalie Portman coming back.
Yeah. Let's see. We got Star Wars like background.
It's probably the wrong one. What is it? $8 a box now? I think it's like 5.
Damn.
I think it's 5.
So
Me
Or
too.
6. It's 5
I
or
think
6.
yeah, 5 or 6. That sounds about right.
So they changed it a couple some years back. They're garbage now. Thin Mints are still good. Ryan Gosling, Possible to go to Star Wars film is a good thing. Star Wars moving forward with Rey film, not shock or surprise. Let's just start there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, because the big one is getting some of these writers and directors that we're getting. The guy who did the Bourne and Ocean's 12 writer, I can't remember his name. But he's supposed to be in this new, I guess the new Jedi movie or the new Jedi Order movie, supposedly. He's going to be writing it,
Who was that?
I got to look up his name real quick. And I think
George Nolfi?
Ocean's 12.
Yeah,
writer.
George Nolfi. Is that Ocean's 11? Now?
George Nolfi, I believe that's who it is. I had it earlier and I freaking closed it out by accident. But so we got that guy coming in, which I think the Bourne and I think the Ocean 12 was pretty good. I'm okay with that.
It's not as good. 11 was much better.
No,
11 was peak. 11 was easily my favorite one.
Yeah. So we got that coming in. And I think he's gonna do the new Jedi Order, which I believe is the Rey movie.
Yeah, it's the Rey, the Daisy Ridley movie.
Yeah. So she's gonna reprise her role, and then the new story is supposed to be 15 years after the Rise of Skywalker, where Ridley is now this like leader of these new Jedi, this new Jedi Order that she's doing. Mm-hmm. So we got that, which I'm not the most excited about, a continuation of Rey's story. I don't know how you guys feel about that.
She doesn't do a whole lot for me as a character.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I'm like,
Yeah. Are we getting robbed? Because like I feel like this is the story that we should have been told with Luke. Him starting his new Jedi Order, him doing all this stuff. This is like, oh, we're skipping over that now, and Rey's going to be the new Luke Skywalker. Mm-hmm. I don't know.
Oh man, it's hilarious.
The Wolverine. Sure. So Wolverine looks like he's trying to take a bite out of Brian. Can't see it now. I had mine here on my Wolverine shelf, and I had a movie because it was way too distracting. It was just way too distracting. But yeah, so we got the new Rey stuff coming in, and then the Ryan Gosling is set to join the Sean Levy's new Star Wars film. So we got Sean Levy, who did Deadpool 1 and 2.
Deadpool Wolverine.
Did he do Deadpool Wolverine?
Yeah, he only did that one.
Oh, he only did that one. Oh, it was a different one that did. The dude's got a pretty good track record. He's made a lot of entertaining stuff. Obviously, Deadpool and Wolverine, Free Guy, The Adam Project, The Night at the Museum trilogy. He's made a lot of entertaining stuff. So I'm kind of on board with him coming to Star Wars. At the absolute worst, I feel like he'll make something that'll entertain me. He did Real Steel.
He did Real Steel. Yep,
I enjoyed that one.
It's been on FX a lot, actually.
Yeah,
recently.
Yeah. So him coming on, I think is solid. It's a good one. And then Ryan Gosling coming in, is also like, I think pretty good. I enjoy Ryan Gosling.
Yeah.
I think he's pretty good when it comes to the rom-com. Obviously, he's I think the best at, but his comedy stuff is really solid. His action stuff is really solid too.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, and I like that he's been doing kind of more I like when actors switch it up, and he's kind of been doing that a lot recently, like kind of dipping his hand into more comedy and action comedy, like with Barbie and Fall Guy, stuff like that. So,
mm,
I think he's got enough charisma and enough he's versatile enough that I could see him fitting into Star Wars.
yeah. Also, I didn't know Sean Levy did 8 episodes of Stranger Things.
Yeah, he
I did not know that.
I think wasn't he the executive producer too?
Possibly. I'm just looking at his directing credits right now.
Yeah, the dude's done a lot. So
Yeah. Damn, he's done. I mean, damn, he did The Internship, which is another, I think, underrated movie that's really funny and well done.
He directed that.
It's yeah.
I completely forgot all about that.
Yeah. So Just Married. Oh, Just Married is a classic. So
my sister really likes Just Married.
Oh yeah, that was so good. Big Fat Liar. So yeah, so he's done a lot. He did The Famous Jet Jackson. 46 episodes of that. Damn. And the movie.
Really liked that show growing up.
Yeah.
R.I.P. Lee Thompson Young. Really liked him.
I can't talk about that. No.
Yeah.
Brings up bad memories.
Yeah.
I don't care if they bring Gandhi into the Star Wars. I don't want you to do the same time period. I literally want you to either do, the old Republic or do something new. I feel like we're standing for a galaxy far, far away, and all these millions of years, we're staying in the same 72 years. I just don't understand why we're staying in these same stories. So no matter who you bring in, I feel like it's just the wrong move. You really need to kind of go further, push past it. And you have the ability to do it. So it's like, I just can't get excited about you doing 4 different Star Wars movies with different directors.
Well, we don't know what Sean Levy's is going to be yet.
Which I think it will probably be the Old Republic. I can see.
I hope so.
Something like that being Old Republic.
Yeah.
But just why we have so many Star Wars movies being written at the same time that it seems like they're not going to have much to do with each other. Just, I think it's a bad move. I think they're just throwing crap against the wall and saying one of these got to hit.
I mean, you're not wrong. It does feel like that, like, oh, we're gonna do a Rey movie, and then we're gonna go back and do possibly, if it is an Old Republic movie, it's like,
so we're gonna give you everything you want. We're gonna keep on going the same way we're doing. We're gonna go back to the Skywalkers, and we're gonna do the Old Republic, and we're gonna go into the future all at the same time.
Yeah,
fuck that. Like, stop doing it. Go in one direction, just stick with it. I hate things that just don't make sense, especially in Star Wars, especially because you have done so much bad content recently. So
and that's why I think if they had goodwill towards the fans, or from the fans, I would say, I think that it would be okay to do stuff like that. It would be okay to do multiple time periods and have multiple trilogies going on, because the fans would be like, yeah, cool, yeah, do it, But it's the same thing that we talked about recently with the Skeleton Crew. Like, it wasn't a bad show, but the viewership was super, super low because there's no goodwill from the fans anymore, and they're like, no one cared. You killed a lot of the excitement supposedly from the Acolyte. So,
no, you can't say that, because Acolyte is one of the worst viewed shows ever. It's just like
the Acolyte was the second most watched Disney Plus series last year.
I thought
only second to behind Percy Jackson.
I thought Acolyte and
Percy Jackson had 3 billion minutes watched. The Acolyte had 2.7 billion minutes watched.
I think you're really grasping.
So it's the second most watched Disney Plus series last year.
Let's see this, because I thought that between Echo and Acolyte, let's see what Echo says.
Echo was number 4. The top Disney Plus top 10 shows of 2024. Percy Jackson, number 1. It had 3 million minutes watched. Acolyte was number 2. Agatha was number 3. Echo was number 4. X-Men 97 was 5. then Star Wars Bad Batch, then Star Wars Skeleton Crew, then Ahsoka, Mandalorian season 3, Mandalorian season 1. Those are your top 10.
Mm-hmm. Where do we get this information from? This is all from Disney, right?
This is from Disney.
Okay, never mind. Go ahead.
So.
I'm going to tell you what it's on my show.
Yeah, it's this like, well, it's the streaming viewership channel or something, whatever. So it's like Disney released the stats the other day, and this is like one of the companies that are releasing the stats from Disney. But yeah, so
I don't know. Let's see.
Yeah, so that's why the Acolyte, like,
if that was the case, then I want you to have a season 2.
I mean, I think no one liked it. So that's the thing, is like, because we all thought like the Acolyte, no one watched it, because it wasn't good. But now it's the second biggest thing on Disney Plus that happened last year, which is crazy, because like Percy Jackson was great. We all loved Percy Jackson, so, and then the second thing was the Acolyte, then followed by Agatha. It was like,
I think there's
weird
10 times more Star Wars fans or non-fans than there are people that know who Percy Jackson is.
Yeah, but I mean for sure, because there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 out of the top 10 shows are all Star Wars shows. From Disney Plus. So,
and then I feel like you also hate watch, right? People hate watch stuff.
Yeah, too. I was just gonna say that. How many people hate watched it? Like Star Wars Theory. He watched every single episode. Part of it because you have to. Same thing with all these other channels. They all watched it. They all watched it so they can trash talk about it and this and that. I mean, we watched it too. And towards the end, it became a hate watch. Not a hate watch, but like forced to watch it.
No, I just wanted to finish the series. But at first, there are things that I saw that I didn't like, but I didn't think it was terrible. I think we've said it multiple times.
Yeah,
I don't like what they're doing with this, but it's not terrible. By the end, you're like,
yeah. Once it's all done and you add it all together, it's like it was not good. It was not good. But yeah, like that's a lot. 2.6 billion minutes watched. Like, damn.
I'm saying, by comparison, Secret Invasion also logged 3 billion minutes.
Did it? The year before in 2023?
Secret Invasion did 3 billion minutes.
Yeah. And that, but then again, that's how much of that is the fan base watching it, just because, like, whether you're a fan or a hater or ex-fan, you're kind of gonna watch it,
How about this? Loki also, season 2 also did 3 billion minutes. So it doesn't even matter, right?
Yeah. If it's good or bad, you can have a good show, but like that Percy Jackson, great show. We all loved it. 3 billion, and then the Acolyte 2.6, and I think it's pretty unanimous that it sucked. A lot of there's some people who like it, but I think they just like it because the fan base hated it. So like the non-fans were like, no, it was good. I was like, no, it wasn't.
No, but I think that you also can't compare. Like, it has Marvel and Star Wars are easier to compare. Percy Jackson's a hard comparison.
Yeah, no, 100%. Because you got the movies from years ago, and then
there's nothing compared to Star Wars fandom. There's nothing.
No,
Percy Jackson can walk down the street and have no problems. Star Wars, anyone from Star Wars, you are always connected to Star Wars. That's just what it is.
Yeah. I mean, well, also Percy Jackson is the only non-Marvel or Star Wars show on that list, and it's number 1. Like Loki makes sense why it's that high, because it's a good show.
But
People
Secret
like
Invasion
it.
Was terrible and still did 3 billion.
Yeah, but again,
Secret Invasion was such a letdown.
Oh my god, so bad. Where's Andor? Is Andor on that list that you're looking at? Because I'm only looking at the top 10 of 2024.
Andor, it said, I just saw it.
That's got to be up there.
Hawkeye was higher. It just says it's in the middle, but I don't see where it is. Just said Andor was right in the middle, but where does that mean? Well, Echo only did 1.5 billion. Ugh.
Yeah, there's a big drop from the top 3 and down. Because Percy Jackson was 3 billion, Acolyte 2.6, Agatha 2.2, and it's a big drop to Echo with 1.5, X-Men 97 1.4, and then a big drop to Bad Batch 900,000, 900,000, and 800.
X-Men 97 was the greatest thing I've ever seen in my life.
God, it's so good. I've rewatched
it. This means nothing. This means nothing.
It's so good.
Yeah.
I've rewatched it so many times, man. Like it just never gets old to me. I'm just waiting. Music, Brian. Music.
Music.
It's so good. Like it just the rewatches. Like it almost gets better for me. I'm so excited for the second season. I can't wait. Granted, we're probably not gonna unfortunately, and this is not to be like a Donnie Downer, we're probably not gonna get until like this time next year, but like I hope it's earlier. It's so good.
Yeah.
Like just everything about it was just it dare I say in that season, and maybe I'm just kind of looking at it through a different lens as an adult rather than a kid, but it almost hit more for me than the original but man, it's so good. Like I was sitting there in amazement. Like it gets better. Like I can't say enough good things about it.
Yeah, but I think it would have got higher minutes watched if it wasn't animated. And animation tends to turn off a lot of people. A lot of adults, I should say.
Okay. Yeah. So can I tell you this, guys? Though, real quick, Mandalorian season 3 had 6.28 billion hours watched. Book of Boba Fett had over 6 billion minutes watched. Obi-Wan Kenobi had over 5.3 billion minutes watched. Andor had just 4.5 billion minutes watched. Ahsoka had 4.25 billion minutes watched. And Acolyte had under 3 billion. So like those numbers are really skewed as shit. Like,
oh yeah,
like it wasn't that bad. No, it was the worst Star Wars thing that they've had.
Yeah, out of all their stuff,
it's the worst Star Wars thing. So it's so skewed by saying 3 billion. You comparing it to Percy Jackson when the Mandalorian did 6.8 billion minutes.
Which one? Because the number I'm looking at, Mandalorian season 3 was 800,000 minutes watched in 2024.
I have it right here. Let me bring it up. This is actually from, this is actually from the website, the Illuminate.
Yeah, but it doesn't count because that came out in early of 2023. So all those 2023 numbers don't count. They're only counting 2024 numbers, which is 800,000.
Yeah. So it's still. So I'm looking at like, I mean,
yeah, even and that made number 9. Which it came out in 2023. Number 10 of the most minutes watched in 2024 was Mandalorian season 1 that came out in 2019. And that still made 693. You tell me like 2 shows that didn't even show up. Even Ahsoka came out in 2023, but the end of it.
But Andor. I hate Andor, but I gave it 4.5 billion minutes watched. So I'm not going to change the number.
So I had a lot of minutes watched this year. Like it was a popular thing on the year, but yeah, shit, altogether. Yeah, that's not good.
So I'm not making this stuff up. I'm reading off of this.
Yeah.
So, just saying. I'm not really doing that. So, I'm being real. Everyone is focused on Brave New World on Valentine's Day. I'm focused on Cobra Kai the day prior.
Oh shit, I forgot about
It's going to be a good weekend. That's going to be more than enough to keep me occupied.
So Mom Bear says, I've heard a few people saying step away from the Skywalkers. And old friend on here, Damanji Genie has been saying it for years. I think that's what we need to do. to save Star Wars is just step away from the Skywalkers, and you can do whatever the hell you want to be creative about. Do it.
It's a huge galaxy. You know, granted the Skywalkers, you know, are kind of like the main focus or the centerpiece, but I don't want it to only focus on them when there's that big a galaxy to be explored.
The Republic just makes the most sense. It has the coolest storylines, and you have a basis already. So like you're not making stuff up. You already have a feeling about what it is, and you can.
Yeah, the Old Republic has the potential to be incredible. You know, I think, dare I say, it would work best as definitely more than one movie. I think you'd need more than one movie to do an Old Republic justice, or spend the money and do a series, one of the two,
or just do a movie to begin it. The Old Republic doesn't need to be one movie.
No,
it just needs to start there.
Yeah,
and we can explore that part later. Yeah, you can build on it. Like, you don't need to just say, "Oh, we're gonna do a movie for it." We could do a trilogy.
Yeah.
Do Lord of the Rings style.
Yeah, especially the Skywalkers are all gone. She can call it whatever she wants to call herself. She's not a Skywalker. So
yeah,
the Skywalker saga is done because all the Skywalkers are dead.
Come on, you know what's going to happen. The Force Ghost is going to impregnate.
Oh God, don't know.
With a Skywalker, it's going to be Kylo Ren's Force Ghost. That's going to give us another Skywalker.
No, don't. That sounds horrible on so many levels, man.
Oh my God.
On so many levels, that sounds so bad.
That's funny.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah,
how bad that is.
Yeah, no, I want to go way in the future, man. Use Grogu. You have this awesome new character that everyone loves. Use Grogu. Go 300 years in the future. 500 years in the future, where he's like peak. He's at his prime. And do some cool Mandalorian Jedi stuff with Grogu. I think that's the best way to do it.
That's it. It's now the Palpatine saga.
I've been saying that.
Or goes by another name.
I've been saying that for years at this point.
Any other name.
Yeah, because he's the only one. He's the story. All 9 movies revolve around him. Even the last 3 weren't even supposed to.
Somehow Palpatine returns.
Yeah,
that was literally said. Really, guys, this is what we're doing. Yes,
yeah,
this is what we're doing.
Yeah. So I mean, it's his saga. It's how he manipulates Anakin to how he manipulates Vader. And trying to try to get Luke. And then at the end, it's how he manipulates. Kylo.
But Kylo, I'm telling you, that would have been really cool to see Kylo be unsure of himself, and by the time he gets to the end, he's one of the darkest forces to ever be. Like, ever. He is darker than Darth Vader. Like, he's the opposite of the Anakin thing. That would have been perfect.
Yeah, and she's a Palpatine, so yeah.
Yeah. That's awful.
Yeah. She's literally the main character in the trilogy, and she's blood
and the Skywalker.
Not yet.
Be right back, guys. Give me a second. Be right back.
It's just that's why it's so it's so frustrating. But that's why I really don't care to see her again. And nothing to do with Daisy. Really, she's good. I enjoy her movies. That's the other few things she's in. It's the character.
No, I thought that she was fine. I think the character was fine. I think the writing was awful.
Yeah,
I have no problem with Rey at all. I think they just did a terrible job with everybody else. They should have stuck with the storyline how it's supposed to go.
Yeah,
it would have been great. I think I would have enjoyed it.
She should have stayed being Kenobi's kid, like the original plans were. Kenobi's kid made sense. It works.
It made total sense, and then you have a Kenobi series, and you could have done so much with it.
Yeah.
I could call myself Mrs. Abdul Mateen It doesn't make it true.
Make it true. Exactly. Exactly. It's the thing I can confirm that they're not doing that Grogu. They're doing live action Heir to the Empire. Yeah, no, they're doing stop, man. Fucking cat, I swear to God. Yeah, they're doing that. I'm talking about like they could still do the Grogu thing way down the line.
He's saying they could go into the future. You could go 200 or 300 years in the future and still use Grogu. He'll just be 400 years old.
Yeah, which is still super young for
a regular
a Yoda species. Because Yoda was over 900 years old. So, halfway through his life in like 400, 500 years old, the dude's peak. He's gonna be like doing
400 is 30. He's 30 years old.
Basically, and he has a Darksaber or a new Darksaber. Like, yeah, I'm gonna see it, man. Give him the Mando armor, and he's a Jedi. You do some cool stuff. The live action, Heir to the Throne. If that's what Sean Levy's doing, then I don't want that. But I think they're doing Heir to the Throne is going to be Ahsoka, right?
So Heir to the Throne is going to be the Mandalorian movie. That's still going to be with what's called it doing it. That's what's his name? The COO. Oh, sorry.
It'll be Filoni and
Favreau. They're doing that movie.
Yeah.
So that's what it is no matter what. So I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
What did I miss?
And Heir to the Empire is a good story to go off of too.
Mm-hmm.
The Grogu.
All right.
If they rapidly connect to the sequels, they're doing Old Republic. Yeah, I heard they're going to connect it to the sequels for sure. They've been doing that in the show for a while, though. Ever since season 1 of Mandalorian, they've been slowly trying to connect it to the sequels. Whether it be the cloning and stuff like that. So.
They're trying to go with the sequels, and then they're trying to fix what they did with the other crap.
Yeah.
So.
Well, yeah, that's the Star Wars roundup and some other stuff, but. The Acolyte did well for the year, but then Brian showed us the other numbers. It did horrible for Star Wars, though.
It is what it is. Yeah. So I'm going to compare you guys. That's like saying, the worst team in the NFL is like the best high school team in the world. Well, you compare them to high school teams. So yes, you're right. It's better than everybody else, but it's not really the same.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean you're gonna go against Kansas City and win. That's not how it is. That's not the same thing. So.
Yeah. I mean, this just for 2024, season 1 of The Mandalorian made number 10.
Yeah.
Season 1 of The Mandalorian. Season 2 didn't even make the list, and then season 3 was number 9. So you have, 2 shows that came out years ago on the top 10 list for 2024. Like, that just tells you how shitty 2024 was. So, yeah, but cool. Yeah, you missed somebody yelling Ray.
Yeah. Jesus H. Christ with that.
Poor.
I get why John Boyega is so reluctant about coming back.
Yeah, if I'm John Boyega, unless they give me. I need like 30 million of I need the I need the Robert Downey Jr. treatment, man. You gotta give me like 30 billion per movie. Like you need to just
minimum
load it up. I mean, I want 30,6 zeros every movie I'm in. Just to be there.
Park that truck on my driveway.
Like I'm gonna park that truck on my estate because that's how much money I need to have.
Yep.
Well, let's move on to X-Men real quick, and then we'll finish off with Mayfair Witches.
What? You don't want to talk about Mayfair Witches?
It'd be super quick.
Yeah.
What happened? Nothing at all.
But something can happen. Like that's how they get you. Wait till next week. Yeah. Let's move on
way of
to
doing things.
what was that?
It's the Andor thing, way of doing things.
It's the Andor storyline. Wait till
It
next
could
week.
happen. Here it comes.
And then at the end of the season, but season 2 is
It's
gonna
going
get
to happen, definitely, guys.
and let's move on to another Disney property with X-Men and Marvel, the MCU. That the rumor is the Russo brothers will oversee the X-Men reboot and more after Avengers Secret Wars release.
Yeah, I was reading about that yesterday. I really love the Russos. They've made a lot of my favorite MCU material, but I don't think I want them to be the end all be all when it comes to all the big projects, and especially X-Men. I really think that it needs to kind of be in its own little corner of sorts for a while, and I think it needs to have a different vibe from like Avengers or Captain America content. I don't want it to all I I, I don't really like it when like studios bank on like a certain filmmaker, or in this case 2 filmmakers, because it just feels like Feige's being safe.
Yeah.
At this point. I think that you know I think X-Men needs a different vibe. And it's someone else's turn, basically, is what I'm getting at.
Yeah. Well, this is coming from it's coming from Daniel Rickman. The insider on
he's amazing.
Yeah, he's more right than wrong.
He's more right than wrong.
Yeah, he has a percentage right now. He is like 78% right. There's a percentage.
That's funny. But he said the Russos aren't walking away from the MCU when the multiverse saga ends. Instead, he said, quote, already signed a deal to oversee additional projects for the next saga, including Marvel's X-Men reboot. He goes, whether they'll direct any of those remains to be seen, though we wouldn't be exactly shocked if Feige chooses them to take charge of the MCU's first X-Men movie, as that needs to be a hit if mutants are going to thrive along Earth's mightiest heroes. So not necessarily, but yeah.
That's it. They even said thrive alongside Earth's mightiest heroes. So like, leave the Russos to the Avengers. Someone else needs to handle X-Men. I think that it just needs to have a different vibe than Avengers. That's what I think.
It should.
This is the issue, though. They can't miss it. They cannot miss with X-Men, and that's what that they're scared of. They cannot F this up, because if you hit the first one and it's a good movie, then you have an entire franchise you can go off of. But if you mess up the first movie, you ruin billions upon billions of dollars, and Disney is risk averse in those ways, and that's why they're going to ask the Russos, who are able to do great things with ensemble pieces. They do great job with ensemble movies.
Yeah,
to just oversee it. That doesn't mean they have to direct it, but to oversee. If Feige feels like they did a better job than he's able to do, I'm not going to hate on it right now. They just don't need to always be the director.
Yeah. I wonder what they mean by overseeing it, though, because when I hear overseeing it, I get flashbacks of like this is just one example that comes to mind. I get flashbacks of like Man of Steel, when they said they were bringing Christopher Nolan in to be like, I think their wording at the time was they were bringing him in to be the godfather of the movie or something of those words. And his his kind of influence, I kind of felt it here and there, especially with the narrative structure. If you look at Man of Steel, the narrative structure was basically blow by blow Batman Begins. So it leaves me wondering, if they're overseeing it, fine, but I don't want their influence to be terribly prominent, if that makes sense.
What are the movies that the Russos did? B?
Aside from the Avengers movies, what, the Gray Man?
No, so let's just stick with the Avengers. Where are the which ones?
The last two and then the upcoming two.
That's not it though.
No, they did Civil War,
Winter Soldier,
and Winter Soldier.
Exactly, and those are not the same movies.
They really aren't.
Civil War and Winter Soldier are two of the best movies they ever made. And they don't feel like Infinity War or Endgame. Thus,
you're right.
Multiple types of style. So, but they understood all of them are ensemble pieces.
Yep.
So they know how to use 9-10 different characters without highlighting only one. Maybe they'll highlight 4, but they give everyone a chance. So maybe them overseeing it is because Feige's like, you guys understand it better than we do.
Yeah,
that would be the ideal route. You know, if he's bringing them on, you know, to tackle the ensemble aspect, because I think you definitely need that. You definitely need that. And you definitely need that to set itself apart from the Fox X-Men movies, because I think unfortunately they really dropped the ball when it came to making them feel like an ensemble. It was, you know, it was always about like one or two characters. You know,
the Russo's doing it, and the way they've already shown they can do it, even with the focus being talk about Civil War on Captain America and Iron Man. Everyone else was there. You felt everyone else still being there.
Yeah, everyone else mattered and played a part. You know,
but if you even want to get on just to Winter Soldier, even though it was Winter Soldier, I mean, that's the best T'Challa we ever got.
Civil War, absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely. That was awesome.
You see Steve Rogers running in, T'Challa's like, I got this. And Steve Rogers has to get in the car to catch up to him. But those little things matter. So if honestly, I'm actually a fan of the Russo brothers overseeing it because they understand how to do it and how to structure it. It doesn't have to be structured like Endgame or Infinity War, because as I said, Civil War and Winter Soldier are structured totally different. So if you understand ensembles and you're not directing it, but you're there to make sure the feeling is right,
that's fair.
Then I'm okay with
that's fair.
Yeah, and even stepping away from the stuff they did in Marvel, they were heavily involved in the first 3 seasons of Community as executive producers and directors. The first 3 seasons of Community were like one of the they were like huge when they first released. They were like some of the best stuff on TV. So it's like how to do an ensemble on a movie, but also like doing it weekly on a TV show with these fairly popular actors. Like they all have a pretty good name for themselves, from Chevy Chase to Daniel Glover to Joe McHale.
Well, I mean, he didn't. I mean, they allowed old actors and newer actors to all mesh together on one show.
Well,
and still
Chevy Chase. But Chevy Chase was a problem though. But that's even the thing too, is you're able to take a problem and do it. But also Dan Harmon was involved in it, who's kind of good with that. But that's another discussion. But the Russo brothers, they did the pilot and 33 episodes and executive producers for the first 3 seasons. And the first 3 seasons of Community might be some of the best, like, stuff on TV. Up there with some of the greatest shows. Not the greatest, but up there in the top. Especially in more modern day-ish. So it's like they know how to handle these things. I have faith in them. For all the stuff Brian said, all the different movies, different things, and
Extraction 2 was really good.
Extraction 2 was awesome.
With a low budget, they're still able to do things that you care about these characters.
Yeah. And from a straight up action movie, we had like that 20-minute tracking shot that was insane.
That was awesome. So I got faith in them, and more so, I think, like Brian said, Feige has faith in them, and I think most of the fans have faith in them. Because they gave us some of the best Marvel movies ever.
Are those not? If you're naming the top 5 Marvel movies, would not 4 of those movies be Endgame, Civil War, Winter Soldier, and Infinity War? Are those not for the top 5 movies ever created from Marvel.
Yeah, like Winter Soldier is peak. It's so good. And then you guys know how I feel about Infinity War, Endgame too, because I liked Endgame or Infinity War was a great
cry.
Yeah, in Infinity War was a great movie. Endgame was an incredibly satisfying movie too.
And
how do you
finish a story like that? And the fact that they did that, and then you said, man, Winter Soldier is the ish.
It's so good. It kind of marked where Marvel really started to kind of like cross genre, because it had this like those 70s political thriller vibes that just happened to feature a superhero, which I thought was cool.
They got the superhero right though too.
Yeah,
they got the powers right.
I think that's when
understood them.
Yeah, I think that's when Captain America really started landing as a character. He was fine in when they first established him in First Avenger and then the Avengers, but then no, they really started. He really started working for me as a character with Winter Soldier.
If I never had to watch First Avenger again, I would be okay.
Yeah. I enjoy First Avenger, but no. What I'm getting at is, no, like he didn't really. Admittedly, even though I liked First Avenger, he didn't really do very much for me as a character until Winter Soldier. They started writing Cap a lot. He started doing more for me as a character when Winter Soldier came out.
Because he wasn't a Boy Scout anymore.
No, they just
can get past that.
He was very vanilla in his first 2 movies.
Yeah, it was really bad. All of a sudden he had depth, and they had different parts of him, and he understood. And he would admit that I'm not going to be a yes man. He went further on, and that was probably the best thing that you could do for a character like that.
Yeah, and I was really happy for Chris Evans because that's when he started really, he was allowed to do more as an actor.
And he could do it all day. I could do this all day.
So I was really happy with how they the character started working at that point, and then and he continued to work with each following appearance.
Yeah. Here, real quick. So there's a bunch of Twitter or X posts about the Russos coming back, or about this them overseeing stuff, and a lot of it is kind of poking fun at how big they are. Yo, what's up, Bobby? And it's like Disney needs to win so badly that they're bringing back their heavy hitters for their only opinion for only option for Marvel. Dire state of the franchise. This, Marvel had to ring up their X's so they can get them some box office wins. So there's a lot of people like, that are saying like Russo brothers taking back control of Marvel after countless adults and Feige screw ups. So
but even if that's true, who cares, right?
Yeah, but I mean, they're kind of making like, oh, they had to bring them back, but also they had to bring them back because they made some of the best stuff, So, and they're not wrong. Marvel needs to get back on top, and the way you do it is you bring in the A team. I'm sorry, you bring in the A team, and right now they are it. Not saying that whatever they do is going to be gold, because it could be trash, but their record says otherwise. And you got to go by what the record is. So beloved movies, and they kind of need a good win too, because as much as we liked Extraction, it was only on Netflix, so it didn't make them a lot of money. And
Star Search 2 had a lot of viewership.
It had a lot of viewership, but I don't know how the money works with it, because from what I understand, Netflix doesn't like paying their creative directors and stuff like that. They're like, here's some money, and then go do it. So I don't think that was the whole thing with what's her name doing
Extraction 2 cost Netflix about $75 million to make, became a top 5 popular movie for 2023 in its release.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, it did good. I think people liked it. It did well with the ratings and critics and stuff, but it wasn't a theater release, so it's probably not going to give them a lot of money. They're going to make bank. They're going to make bank with these next two Avenger movies, and if they oversee X-Men stuff in the next phases, if they oversee a bunch of the stuff there, they're going to make a bunch of money there too,
True.
So, I don't think Netflix paid them a lot. Obviously, I think they got paid okay, but not somebody who's making the
but
best
not like that Marvel money that Disney
they ain't making that Marvel money
exactly.
Section 1 is actually Netflix's top 10 all time.
Wow, really?
Yeah, all time list.
I thought number 2 would have been up there because I think like you said, number 2 is better.
Number 2 is also in the top 10. Only so even $7 million behind the original.
So even over there, they're making the best Netflix movie.
Exactly. So I'm like, they do it no matter what.
Yeah. From the ensemble standpoint, now that you mention it, Brian, if that's why they're brought on, I'm pleased with that. We definitely need that. That's important for X-Men.
They have part of the A-Team, Reddy Cooper.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I have faith in them. I have faith in them.
Yeah.
I'm not a big fan of what they're doing with the Doctor Doom thing.
Yeah.
Personally, but we'll see how that plays out. That could turn into something where we all lose our shit over like it's the greatest thing ever. But
never.
Yeah, I doubt it. I doubt it. But you never know.
Yeah, we'll see. I was really hoping I was really excited about the potential casting of Doom, and it just seems like they just went the safe route, just to kind of maintain audiences. But unfortunately,
you bring in your A-Team. You bring in the guy who works a bunch of money.
And he could play different characters. I mean, he might as well just go ahead and be T'Challa too. Just this is what we're gonna do.
Did you guys hear? Did I read the rumor correctly? With Doomsday, they said like the central. Obviously, it's going to be on an ensemble, obviously. But did you guys read that rumor that the Fantastic Four were going to be like the central heroes of it?
I haven't read much about it yet, but that would kind of make sense.
It was a rumor I just passed by like last week.
Well,
you talking about for Doomsday?
For Doomsday.
They're going to all lose.
Which good.
Spider-Man is going to be the one. Spider-Man is going to be the one. And I think his choice is what's going to, they're going to give him Dr. Doom gives him the choice. Hey, I could bring all this stuff back. Everyone can know I'll bring back MJ, all that stuff. And you get to choose. And he chooses to do it, and that's what creates Battle World.
Well, I mean, I can see them doing Fantastic Four too, and Fantastic Four, losing, especially if they're jumping from a different universe right into like whatever Doomsday is handling, or because of what they do attracts Doomsday, or Doctor Doom,
I think he's going to be here though.
So, yeah. Well, I guess I can see them doing some stuff because introduce like stuff a group like Fantastic Four and then sideline them. I wonder how involved there are going to be especially in Doomsday, because Secret Wars I feel is going to be like everybody, just everybody. Say a name, they're going to be in it. Like they're going to be in legit. It, right? Yeah. So. But yeah, it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be interesting. But real quick, one last thing with the X-Men is the rumor is the main villain of the first X-Men story is going to be Mr. Sinister.
I've heard that too, which I'd be all for. I think that would be actually really, really good. We've had enough Magneto. I think there's more than enough. That's why I've always loved X-Men, because it's like its own like Avengers universe within the Marvel universe where the Avengers exist. And there's such a wealth of villains. It's too big its own story for just Magneto, and I think that would be like a nice little change of pace. I think Sinister, if I had to pick a villain for an MCU X-Men movie after the Fox X-Men movies, I'd go with Sinister too to start with.
I don't want it to be the same as what we got for X-Men 97.
Oh no, you can't. No,
yeah, you would have to do. You have to do something a little different.
You have to do something very
I
different.
mean, honestly, you don't think they'll do the Dark Phoenix saga?
Not right away. There's
not right away.
You gonna blow your load that early on, like
Yeah,
in the first movie? No,
but
you got to introduce them. And
the first three, you going towards the dark, the Dark Phoenix saga.
Yeah. Nah, not that early. I can see maybe the second trilogy if they wind up doing that.
Yeah, because let's face it, you can make a ton of X-Men movies.
Yeah,
you can make a ton of them. I wouldn't do Phoenix until like later down the line.
Yeah,
you could make so many of those.
I think you could do it in the top 3. You still can do it, but X-Men movies need to be like Avenger movies.
Yeah,
you can introduce the X-Men, then you could do side things. You could do X-Force. You could do a lot of different things.
Do X-Force.
But every X-Men movie is a mainstay movie.
Yeah, you could do X-Force. You could do solo stuff. You could do Alpha Flight. You could do, heck, like even if you didn't want to bring in,
you could do a Magneto solo movie. You could do
you could do a Magneto solo movie. Yeah,
so you do these different things, but that's what I'm saying. Like every time you do a X-Men movie, it's like an Avengers level movie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, but I think
need to be big.
You go towards Dark Phoenix is probably where you do go because it's probably the most well-known storyline.
Yeah, that's why you can't wait too long, but you can't because there's a lot of stuff that happens after it, and because of that storyline, you can get into. I don't think you do it in the first movie, and I don't. And
you have to do it in the third. It has to be a third movie, but it has to be within the first 5 years. You can't go past 5 years and not get it done.
Yeah. Phoenix needs to be a trilogy. Phoenix needs to be its own thing,
But you can do the story leading up to the Dark Phoenix. Like you can always say, like, this is where we're heading, but there's other things that are going on. But then by the time you get to the third one, Jean Grey dies and the Dark Phoenix forces, takes over her body, and that's going to be something that's there. I think by that third movie, you have to have that.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they killed Jean right off the bat, because the amount of times Jean Grey dies, like that's her superpower, is dying.
They're not going to kill her.
No. Yeah, she dies more than Penny on South Park.
Well, she's going to pass out. She's going to fall down. She's like the worst.
Yeah. So I want to see what Mama Bear, who you want to be Sinister, because on Saturday when we were talking Severance, I think we didn't do it online. We went up talking about it after the show. And a person that would be great, I think, as Sinister would be how you pronounce his name? Tremel Tillman.
Yeah.
Who plays Mr. Melchek in Severance.
Because he smile and
he has that creepy smile. He's the right age. He's 39. I think he's the right build. He's about 6'1". He's a pretty fit guy. He's somebody young enough where he can be in the franchise, 4, 10, 15 years and not have to worry about it.
But do you make Mr. Sinister young looking, or do you go Ralph Fiennes, or do you go,
because people were saying like John Hamm, Glenn Howerton, you get a lot of stuff like that. But somebody's even saying them. Colin Firth, that's crazy. Yeah. I think
he's old. Yeah. All those guys are old. Yeah. But if you're going to go old with what if you go, you do go old and you go Hugh Laurie.
That's actually not too bad, but you have to go old.
But you have to go someone who's already a little sinister already in it. You can see it because you believe through all the crap we've had.
Yeah. And I kind of cling to like some hope when it comes to especially Marvel or comic book villains that I'm a firm believer in like ongoing storylines, especially when it comes to certain villains and not just treating them. What's up, Jason? And not just treating them as one-offs. So if they were to cast a Sinister, if you want to go on the older side, sure, that's fine. But I would like someone with enough longevity for several movies.
Yeah. Henry Cavill. That's a big one. A lot of people are saying.
I could see him as Sinister, especially if they went the ultimate route.
Sinister could be old though. I mean, because he doesn't have to be around forever. Because once again, X-Men has a lot of villains.
Yeah.
If I were to consider a Sinister, I think like one choice that I'd throw in there would probably be Matthew Good. I think he'd be good, no pun intended. I think he's really got that kind of swagger and look.
I'm just saying, we put him in everything else. We might put Mark Strong in it. Just
Mark Strong.
Everything else. Yeah, might as well,
Put
what's the other thing?
the toupee on him.
What's his name? Clive Owen.
Clive Owen will be good. Always been a fan of him.
Clive Owen, and he's not as old. He's a little bit younger, than Hugh Laurie, but he's still Sinister. You can see it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think Sinister needs to have that he needs to have that presence because he's very like extravagant, I think, in a lot of stuff he does, because he's like, I'm better than you, like I'm smarter, I'm better, I'm yeah. I mean, he's like borderline Nazi, when it comes to like, I mean, because he believes genetically he is better than you just because genetically he's genetically modified. So,
yeah.
I was like, he's not borderline. I don't know about borderline. 100%.
Well, see, but we'll get to it. But he knows he's genetically better because he genetically modified himself. The Nazis just think, like God given better. I was like, that's why it's close, but slight difference, but very similar. But he's very like over the top and stuff like that. I would only want to go with somebody younger because Sinister, that's the whole point, is like he's always young. You know what I mean? Like, even though he's old,
and then until he's defeated, and he is old.
So, but yeah.
I mean, that's not a wrong thing. I mean, I definitely understand, but
I mean, I wouldn't mind any if we said. I think it would be good.
I think you have a stronger. The villain matters more than anything.
Yes,
and you cannot trust. A lot of times, it's hard to trust a young person to be the villain. I mean, look at all the other movies that we've had. The villain has always been someone who's well known. Not the heroes. The heroes can be a new guy. You can have a new person as a hero, but a villain has to be able to carry the movie. And when you have someone that's unknown as a villain, the movie always fails. Always.
Well, who was young where the movie failed?
Not just young, but just unknown. Like, so, the Marvels will be one.
Yeah, but there was no villain. You know what I mean? Like, that was like the ultimate problem of it. Like you said.
I mean, she was a villain. She was the same thing as what's his name? From the first Guardians of the Galaxy. Ronan. Yeah, it's still the same. It's the same exact concept, but not having a well-known actor or actress, like, you need to have someone who's going to be about that. That you see that that's a villainous person.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Like, you need to have this, like,
look at Iron Man 1.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, the villain has to be a good villain to make a great movie.
No, I agree with that.
Yeah.
That's with the storytelling in general. Look at wrestling. Like, the heel has to be like
the best,
a really good heel. You want to hate him in order for the story to move on. Like The Rock, like you said. This last time, like, The Rock brought so many people in, and he was the heel, and he was the bad guy. So it's what happens. The villain thing is my concern about Superman. I love the actor, but he's such a baby face.
It could be wrong. It could be bad. It could be bad, but I'm not going to say it's bad or nothing until I see the movie. I'm just going to see what it is. I'm going. But
it's also they think stupid. They're like, oh, it's a mole doctor, some random fucking. It's Lex Luthor. It's the bad guy to Superman. You know what I mean? So it's not like.
And he's another well-known actor.
Known, yeah. Who's really, really good.
Yeah. So a strong actor who's well-known. I'm just saying that works. Yeah. When they finally got Thanos, when they were going to give him his own movie, make him the real villain, Josh Brolin had to take over. Once again, like, you needed a strong actor. You needed a well-known, not even because I don't think the guy who did before was going to be a bad one, but you just need to be able to believe that this is a villain.
Yeah. I think the other guy was more of a voice actor than an actual actor.
Because he didn't even talk. He just turned to the camera and smiled, right?
No, they didn't say, "I'm gonna go do this."
Yeah, he's like, "Fine, now."
No, wasn't that the someone was next to him in that post-credit scene, right? Saying everything, like talking about the humans.
Yeah, that was his little minion that Loki killed.
Yeah.
But then there's the other one. Yeah, then there's another one where he grabs the gauntlet and it winds up being the fake gauntlet or whatever the fuck it was. You know, and he's like, "Fine, I'll do it myself." Or but what? Yeah, that was
that was Josh Brolin.
Was it Josh Brolin?
That was Josh Brolin because he had been cast at that point. He was you know, he had showed up in Guardians of the Galaxy a couple months, like a half a year beforehand. So yeah, that was definitely definitely him.
I mean, every heroes makes sometimes a great movie. When you have a great villain, you have an iconic movie.
Yeah.
I mean, what are the best movies that we have from Marvel, right?
Mm-hmm.
We just talk about, Civil War, Winter Soldier.
Yeah. I mean, I would say Civil War. Even Civil War had a villain because there was Zemo. But he was a newer guy though.
But you had multiple other ones. You also had Bucky from being, Bucky. So you had other people being villainous, and I just feel like that's what you have to have.
Mm-hmm.
You either have a one strong, great villain, or you could have multiple people being villainous throughout the entire movie.
Bucky wasn't villainous in Civil War though.
No, he was
seen as a bad guy, but he was changed.
So doesn't that help the same thing? And then especially at the end where you find out he killed Howard Stark, you got him as the bad person or the confusing person, but you've got that part, that component. And I don't think you ever have a good movie that doesn't have something like that.
Yeah.
I know a black guy played Thanos in the first. Yeah. That was the first dude.
Yeah, Avengers. Yeah, post-credit scene.
Did he had one line? He had one line. It smiled at the camera.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah.
They were masters of death, and he said something else, and he smiled at the camera.
It was so fun seeing the audience reaction to that in the theater.
That was perfect time. Cillian Murphy. That'd be not bad.
I like Cillian Murphy as Doom, man. He
should have been Doom. We talked about that on multiple occasions.
Yeah. Luke Evans as Sinister.
I saw people say that. I don't see it, but
I don't see it. Yeah.
I might be able to buy that,
I mean, I really didn't see. Wasn't Luke Evans Gaston in the Beauty and Peace? Wasn't that Luke Evans?
And he was he was one of my favorite things about that movie.
I mean, he really was, and I never saw that dude to be Gaston, and he pulled it off too. So maybe.
Yeah, he's a pretty good actor.
Cannot argue with that. Cannot argue.
Yeah, because when I saw that, I'm like, that dude. I'm bigger than that dude.
The thing about it, he could be the young looking one. You can make him look older.
Yeah,
Luke Evans does make a lot of sense.
Yeah, and Javier Bardem. That's not bad either. I don't like that one.
I don't like that as much.
I don't like it as much. I feel like Javier is a little more. I don't say one dimensional, but he's definitely got a lane he stays in.
Yeah, he's good at subtle acting.
Wow.
Sinister may need to be a little more theatrical.
Wow.
But yeah, he's definitely more nuanced than what I'd like to see out of a Sinister, but he's good. Really good actor.
Also, Josh sucks at Thanos. Totally unpopped my fanboy chair.
Whoa.
I don't think Josh sucked at Thanos, but I thought
I loved him as Thanos.
It was a great character. It was a great written character.
Yeah.
Well,
And
so
Josh is a great actor who he just got that voice.
Yeah, I thought he played
Yeah.
it just right. It's
welcome back
nice.
to me.
I think
Let down.
He
yeah,
won. Like Infinity War, he literally beat all of them.
Yeah, he's the
That-
only villain to ever win.
and you know what? Like that really caught me off guard with at the end of Infinity War when it just ended with him winning and just sitting there victorious. I was like, at first I was like, huh? And then I went back and rewatched it the day after, and I'm like, you know what? This is awesome. Like just in terms of the payoff to the character with all that build up, I thought him winning and accomplishing his mission, and essentially, if you think about it, in an oddball way, he's kind of the hero of Infinity War in terms of narrative. Like, it was kind of cool. that's why I loved Infinity War so much. Granted, we want to see our heroes win, but in terms of build up in the payoff to that character that they had spent years building up to, I was actually really happy with that.
And also people thought Thanos was right.
Mm-hmm.
So that helped too. When you believe he's right and he's the villain, and then he accomplishes his goal.
Yeah. And he won one. It's not like, oh well, then the bad guys killed the guy who already won. You know what I mean? Like he won. Mm-hmm. Like he snapped, he won. That was it. They had to go back in time and change history.
Yeah.
Like to do it. But
like the only one that had anything to say to him was Thor.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone else was wrong. Like everyone else could not touch him.
Yeah, which I had a problem with that because the way he just manhandled.
He should manhandle Captain America.
No.
Okay. Yeah. No, that's all 100% Marvel. Not
Hulk.
Yeah. They Hulk up.
Yeah, and he just waxed Hulk, and then that was pretty much it. But I guess in a weird way, that was something else I kind of appreciated because it established Thanos as basically him,
Yeah, but you don't have to do that to. Hulk is ideally in the comic book, he's not going to be defeated that way. You're not going to overpower Hulk.
Yeah, I would have liked to have seen Hulk get his lick back later on.
Mm-hmm. Never got
in terms of, I think that's where my disappointment lied with the Hulk himself. But in terms of establishing Thanos and him just like waxing Hulk in like 10 seconds, that was cool. But yeah, the Hulk not tagging him back, not getting his lick back. That's where
and Hulk going away scared and say no.
Yeah, he doesn't want to come out. That was so disappointing.
Yeah, that wasn't cool. And then he becomes Professor Hulk off screen.
Yeah. Marvel definitely has a Hulk problem.
Yeah. Some of these comments.
I want to get to this one I skipped over. Do you guys like that we're getting TV movies? Do you think this is a good trend that we are getting superhero movies with the trend now? It's video games time to shine. With superhero with movie like TV movies.
So you're talking about like
probably
shows like
Netflix or
like I think Daredevil's incredible.
Yeah. Me too.
I think it looks amazing. I thought it was good. Netflix, I thought that was the right way to go. I will be happy with Jessica Jones and Luke Cage and all that stuff. I got a Heroes for Hire somewhere right here. But there you go.
If they did a Heroes for Hire series, I'd be really happy with that. But yeah, like Daredevil, I think they're making a lot of the right moves with stuff like Daredevil, the Punisher series. So yeah, I think a lot of it lends itself to shows.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but yeah, I don't know if that's that much of a trend. Now, maybe it's like I know those guys are from Australia. Maybe they're doing that more in Australia kind of thing. But yeah, like I don't think I'm seeing TV movie superheroes. Not yet, at least. They said, sorry, it was totally predictable to me. There was no way he couldn't win. When it had to set up part 2, and also he beat them in the comics. Sorry, it just wasn't believable for me. I thought it was believable because what are we gonna have? Like him be a little, cuck for Mrs. Death,
yeah,
without even
having that character. Like you had to reinvent the character to fit, and the whole death thing I thought was it fits the comic books, because then it's a whole thing with him and Deadpool and death, and then it starts getting goofy, like as comic books tend to do at times. But
you can still do that storyline though. Now,
now you're getting King Thanos back.
King Thanos, and you use that same storyline.
But I didn't think it was predictable. I thought they were going to win. I'm like, there's no way Thanos is going to win. Like Thanos won.
I'm still not over T'Challa and Peter Parker being snapped away. Still not over it.
Yeah. But I mean, we knew it was going to be a part 2.
I was like, take Thor.
We just got the Black Panther solo film 3 months earlier.
Don't take it.
2 months earlier.
Gone.
Take Natasha.
I mean, well, not in that movie. Wow.
Throw her off the. That's good.
Yeah, he said. Remember, Mark Ruffalo said that he talked to Feige and planned a trilogy. Yeah, narrative for Hulk, Ragnarok, Infinity War, Endgame. And it was just never understood what it was. Yeah, I heard that too. That he had talked to Mark, and they had this whole like a plan. And it just never turned to anything.
No, because they couldn't get the deal done.
Yeah. Well, he could show up in other people's movies, so it could be his movie, but not his movie. Mm-hmm. And I think that's what they were trying to do, but
that's why they didn't want to make him such an important character. I think they would, if they owned it, they would have gone ahead and went.
So you think they devalued the character because it's not theirs?
Exactly.
That's interesting.
And then if they are there, that's why we're getting a World War Hulk being written right now.
Aren't the rights coming back or something like that?
Yeah, the rights have already come back, and that's why we're getting it written now.
Yeah. So I felt the Russo brothers established him as a true villain in the beginning when he defeated the Hulk. Everyone was shook for 2 movies, unlike when they did in Quantumania. Yeah, exactly. You saw him as the villain.
Yeah,
it was powerful and all the understanding of it. And instead of what they did to Jonathan Majors and let ants beat him, I'll never get over that. Ants. This is what we're doing. Ants.
Take Rhodey.
Like, take him. And you pointed at him. He's like, me? Why I go? Please take.
I already can't walk.
Exactly. We don't need you.
See, I think that would have been interesting.
I have another Rhodey. I have another one.
I think they should have took Rhodey. That's not as bad. It took Rhodey, and then when he came back, he can walk again. Like, hey, check me out. I got legs. Because now he has to rely on the Stark tech without Stark in the universe anymore. Mm-hmm. Not my Rhodey. Yeah, but
not my T'Challa. Take Rhodey, give me T'Challa.
Should have took what's her name? The Dora Milaje chick.
Shoot, they could take Lupita's character. Take her.
Take her. Why is her name escaping me?
I'm having a brain fart on her name too. All right, you guys want to do this Mayfair Witches real quick, and then we'll call it.
Yeah.
Try to knock it out. Be done in like 15 minutes.
I have nothing good to say.
Me neither.
Yeah, I don't have much to say. All right, we can do this real quick. Let's go around the horn and then we'll call it. All right, what is up? Welcome to the Spoiler Kings. My name is Tank Kramer, and with Brandman Brian the Grizzly, and we're here to talk about episode 4 of Mayfair Witches. This is after Lasher got kidnapped. So now we're dealing with Rowan, trying to find Lasher, and she's getting help from whoever she can. And then there's a whole side mission with what's going on with Lasher that he was kidnapped from his kidnap, and
Kidnapped, kind of.
kidnapped, and then he's off the grid with somebody with the dude that was in charge of that part of the Telemasca, Sip's boss. I forgot what his name was. But now Sip is dealing with that fallout of it, and I guess the higher ups at Talamasca are partially blaming him.
So he's coming to Amsterdam. You could talk to them yourself.
Which is so we're gonna get into that because that's stupid. So yeah, I mean, that's the general thoughts or general vibes of this episode. We'll get into some more details as we discuss a little bit, but start off with Brandman. What you think about the episode? Any confusing parts, bad parts, good parts? What you think about it?
It was all just boring parts, really. I'm starting to think that even the people behind this show are just phoning it in and sleepwalking through it. I've been really trying to give Alexandra Daddario the benefit of the doubt, and still to an extent am trying to give her the benefit of the doubt, because there's been other things that I've seen her in that I've liked her. And I'm still kind of wondering if Rowan is just that bland a character.
Yeah.
And Daddario just doesn't have a whole lot to work with. Or maybe she's aware that she's playing a bland character and is just phoning it in. I'm not sure. But just nothing's happening, and the show's just kind of seems to be kind of trudging or just kind of very slowly rolling along. It's really tough for me to get invested. It's tough for me it's tough for me not to just like start looking at my phone or pull up my laptop or do something else every episode. It's just moving way too slowly for me. I'm not invested.
Yeah.
I finished this episode. That's why I was late tonight. I was trying to finish the episode, and I can't really remember anything memorable mere hours after the fact.
Yeah.
I like to think Alexandra Daddario is doing everything she can to make this work, but there's only so much that she can do.
Yeah, I agree.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you, Brian. What you think about this episode?
I thought they had good parts to it. The sisters sharing Cortland's father, that was like, what the F type of moment. I was like,
ew.
You like it? Yeah, they both knew about it. Like, oh yeah, but them you need to use that part to get Rowan and what's the other girl's name on the same
Moira, not Moira.
Moira, yeah, it's Moira.
Is it Moira?
Moira. Okay. So having them be on the same page so that she'll be her rope when she goes in. So that's why you had to use that. Lasher being beat by a bottle was pretty stupid. Like he's trying to be this big bad dude, and they're like stab, and he ran off. Like, and then the idea that his mother lover is like the nastiest thing in the world to me. It's just so disgusting, and it's just I can't.
Sometimes that's nasty.
The show, man, and they keep it going all the time. And Sip pisses me off because he should be stronger than that. And he'd be like, "Oh, it's a part of me. It's personal to me." Then go pretend like it's personal, man. Do personal stuff. Let's go. Like I'm waiting for everyone to do something.
Yeah.
And the only people doing something, as I said, was Dolly Jean Mayfair and her sister. That's the only one doing anything with a ghost. So it's so weird. This show is so weird, and you're just waiting for it to make sense, all to make sense, and to all this stuff that's kind of happening. You're waiting for it to matter. I still don't understand why. Was it Sam, her ex-boyfriend? Why he's still there? I still don't understand. Like, what the hell's going on with that?
Did the whole opening scene to anyone feel really out of place and just there? The whole flashback scene at the beginning.
Oh, the flashback scene.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it felt forced.
Their understanding
very
of their
forced.
relationship, but who the fuck cared?
Yeah. Yeah. I'm like, I don't care about their relationship in San Francisco years ago. Like, I want Lasher and I want witches. Like, like I don't know. Yeah. But it did feel very like just forced. Like, hey, you gotta know their backstory. I was like, nah. Like, I know enough. I know what I need to know, that they had something going on back then and now they don't. What else is there to know besides that? You know? Oh well, he lied to her. I was like, who gives a shit? Yeah.
Did you lie or just not tell the truth? I mean,
Yeah.
you know what's going on.
Yeah.
If you're applying for different schools, you're wrong to not apply for different schools.
Yeah.
So, you know,
Yeah,
but
exactly.
I still can't get over the Julian Mayfair thing. Julian being in that thing all that time.
Oh, and the record player.
Yeah. Like that's, and then they're just okay with doing this stuff. It's just so weird. Oh my God.
There's a lot of, and that's like part of the problem I have with the show, and they keep adding more to it of this like weird incesty, keep it in the family kind of
that's
thing
gross.
going on. Yeah. Like, yeah. I just it's just icky. It's just icky. And from what I understand, I guess it was more icky in the books, you know, at least with what Lasher did and stuff like that. So I from what I understand, because I didn't read the books, from what I understand, they toned it down, and this is a toned down icky. So, and still just.
But once again, Lasher's not a great villain either. Like right now, he should be more villainous.
Yeah. Last season, he was like this, like, oh, he's gonna be alive, and he's just gonna raise hell. And then here he's just little man child running around.
Like what, bro? No,
yeah. Mama, I love you. And
didn't the vampire just tell you take what you want, stop getting stabbed, kill people?
Yeah.
Like what's doing? Be a villain.
Yeah. I mean, this, and I just feel like this episode was such a letdown. Because after last episode, I thought we were going to get like stuff like really happening,
mm-hmm.
You know. But then I feel like again they're doing the you know like throwing it out again, like, oh, but next episode, that's when she's going to go in the memory machine, and she's really going to. I mean, is she though, or are they going to keep pushing it? Like I don't know.
She is one of the worst characters on TV yet.
It's just so disappointing because it's like I said every week. It's so hard not to compare this show to Interview with the Vampire. Again, we got another little glimpse of a vampire. I'm not sure who. I didn't really care to research on who that vampire was, but and all the other guys locked up. I was kind of curious, but I was like, whatever.
Which vampire?
I think when he's going through the hall, he's looking for Lasher in the lockup, and there was like some dude speaking. It sounded weird, and I believe there was a vampire chick in one of the rooms. I think she was. So, but I just it doesn't even have me wanting to like research the little cool details, But
you say something happened, but this just.
Maybe next episode we get some cool stuff with
how many episodes before it becomes Andor? I don't know.
Exactly. It just keeps pushing it, but the next episode, like the finale is gonna be good. It's like yeah. No. You guys got any other any thoughts? Any last thoughts?
No, they all suck, man. To be that smart and supposed to be like, if you've been, they're strong enough to hide their age. They're strong enough to, look like they're young now, but they're actually much older. If they're able to do all these things, then why you do all these dumb things? You've been around long enough to know what smart things to do.
Yeah. Yeah. It's yeah.
I just don't know.
It's disappointing. That's I think the only thing I can really think of. It's just,
Hmm.
yeah. But we'll see. We'll see if I don't know if you two guys are gonna keep watching or not. But
No, I'm gonna watch. I need
yeah, at this point, yeah, we're way too invested not to.
not to know. Yeah, yeah. So I don't know. Maybe by the end of the season it gets better, but we'll see. We'll see. But yeah, anybody watching on the replay, and if you were watching Mayfair Witches, leave a comment. Let us know what you think about this episode. Let us know what you think about the season so far. And if you read the book, maybe there's some some wisdom you can put on us, and no, it's gonna get better. Like help us get faith back in this show.
Help me tell you. Help
yeah.
me
Help
tell
me.
you.
Yeah, because right now I'm losing faith in it. And just counting down the days for the return of Lestat.
Exactly.
That I'm waiting hand and foot on.
Exactly. Yeah. But yeah, like I said, leave a comment, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, come and join us every Monday and Thursday. Every Monday we're talking about Mayfair Witches, so come and hang out with us live. But we appreciate everyone coming in, checking us out, and everyone in the live chat. Thank you guys. Stick around because we're going to move on to our next topic for the night. That's all I got. So some of your comments in there, like, oh, she's the only one. And those eyes. That's why I said. I was like,
I can just put it on me. Put it on me.
There's a lot of stairs that she walks down very aggressively all the time.
Always.
I mean, legit. Yeah. So I don't know if it's her or if it's the material or both.
Yeah, regular people the regular characters aren't good.
Yeah, that's why I'm kind of like,
yeah.
She's doing the best she can. I've seen her in other things where she handles material well. So she's a capable actress.
Mm-hmm.
She's just not working with the best content. So she's doing her best. That's what I think.
Okay.
Well, yeah, but cool. You guys got anything else?
I'm all tapped out, guys. I'm all tapped out.
I'm hoping things will be different with the Talamasca series because I'm thinking summer that'll be out or closer to spring, and then I'm waiting for the Return of the King with Interview with the Vampire.
Yeah,
and I'm hoping, fingers crossed, it comes out during Halloween season. That's what I'm hoping for. Fingers crossed. I'm waiting for that, and I'm waiting for the music. There's going to be a lot of karaoke with Lestat songs this later this year.
Who said it might have been somebody in chat that there's 3 albums worth of music.
I've heard they've recorded a lot of albums worth of stuff, and it's going to be all Sam Reed.
Yeah. Get some rest, boys. Yeah, that's what I'm about to do. Most likely now. I'm disappointed in the show. Yeah, that's ace.
Yeah, it's just not doing anything for me. It's just being a bad show is one thing, but just being even bad shows sometimes can hook my attention, or I'll get invested in some way, shape, or form. This just isn't hooking me. It's not grabbing me. There's nothing about it, even in the smallest of capacities, that's grabbing me. I sit there and I'm like that.
Yeah.
There's
even a part in the episode where I think Moira's character wakes up Rowan, and I just find it funny. It was she's like, go clean up your mess, and then she looks at her mess for a minute and is like, oh, I gotta go. I got this other dude that's waiting for me. It was like, what?
Pick up after yourself. That's all we ask.
Yeah, tell that dude to go back to New York or wherever. You got your inbred family to worry about here. Yeah. Are you planning to watch Dogman? I don't even know what that is.
The animated
cartoon,
one?
Animated one where they took the dog's head and put it on the man's body. Dogman.
Yeah.
What?
based on a series of books of children's books.
My baby has like all the Dogman books.
Mm-hmm. Oh, is that what they actually do? Put
yeah.
Oh yeah, half dog, half man.
Yeah.
Pretty pretty interesting and dark body horror content for a kid's book.
Seriously. I probably won't, but I'm sure Brian probably will.
I probably got tickets for it, baby. It's possible.
All ready to go. Now you're all a sucker for Blue Eyes. Make my night. I mean, not really watching her eyes, especially in this episode. In this episode, I think they knew they had to do something because she was wearing like a meshy top almost the entire episode. Yeah, big distraction.
She was.
You know, I mean, shit like that is not just like, oh, she looked cute in it. And I was like, yeah, okay, like, you know, not stupid. And then one last thing before we go, yeah, not just her eyes, exactly. I gotta give another shout out to our Spoiler Kings Oscar winner picks. It's pinned to the chat, so you can go in and join. I think we got like 7 responses now, so we got a few more people coming in, which is awesome. I saw Jason in here, so appreciate you. And Sheed too, and dropped his picks. But yeah, just go in, pick who you think is going to win the Oscar for whatever category, and the winner winds up getting winning whatever surprise. We haven't picked it yet, but it'll be good. It'll be good. Oh, TU virus coming in right at the end.
Glad to see you, Terrence.
Yep. But appreciate you. We've been good, but we've been tired. I think we're about to log off, man.
Yeah,
I'm
tapping out.
Yep. I'm tired, and I really don't go to work tomorrow.
Yeah,
I got to.
Same, yeah.
Yeah.
Many other things I'd rather be doing.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, so many more things. Yeah, let's get out of here. We appreciate you guys. Click the link.
He says, no, 10 more hours.
10 more hours.
The Terrence just arrived.
I know. It's 12:30 for us here. So but yeah, keep an eye out for our Oscar discussions that should be coming up. Those are gonna be a lot of fun, and then get ready for the Oscars March 2nd. So cool. We'll see you guys later. They don't have a 6-hour stream energy. No, not tonight.
No, not tonight.
Not tonight, definitely
not. Not tonight. But cool. Let's get out of here. We will see you guys on Thursday. Later.